Chapter 25:15. The chaotic tiger demon kingdom was located in the South Star Galaxy. The Imperial Star region was a huge region divided into 9 galaxies, 3 small cosmic islands, and a large central island. The region that Wang Xian was in now was at the edge of the South Star Galaxy, while the chaotic tiger demon kingdom was at the center of the galaxy. In the Imperial Star region, the small cosmic islands were at the center of the Imperial Star region, while the central cosmic island occupied by the Imperial Court was at the core. The chaotic tiger demon kingdom was an eternal celestial dynasty with sky beasts as their main force. They were considered average among the second-rate forces, but in the center of the South Star Galaxy, they were considered the overlord. Recently, all the citizens of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom could feel a joyous atmosphere. Be it the orders from the king or the benefits, they were all surprising. The sacred palace of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom was located in a huge canyon. At the entrance, there were 2 huge statues of roaring divine tigers. The entire statue covered an area of 10 kilometers and was extremely majestic. In a study room within the sacred palace of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom, an elegant-looking middle-aged man sat beside a burly old man with the word Wang carved on his forehead. The two of them were chatting happily. At this moment, the middle-aged man sensed the information on the artificial intelligence system. He was taken aback when he saw the name displayed on it. He immediately opened it, and when he saw the contents inside, his face was filled with astonishment. "Brother, what's the matter?" the old man asked when he saw the expression of the state preceptor of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom. "Brother who? It's the information about the Dragon King. He's the leader of a force that we met in the Lorman Beast Garden," the state preceptor said to the old man immediately. "Oh, the Dragon King with 6th rank Immortal King realm warriors under him that you mentioned? It's surprising that they have such strength at the edge of the South Star Galaxy." The old man nodded and said, "Brother who, the strength of the Dragon King might be stronger than we imagined. He sent me a message asking if the chaotic tiger demon kingdom is interested in his battle pets. He has 5 Immortal King battle pets for sale," the state preceptor said with flickering eyes. 5 4th rank Immortal King battle pets? This Dragon King isn't simple. The old man raised his eyebrows. "Brother who, do we want these battle pets?" the Imperial tutor asked. "Yes, of course. Grandpa E is about to break through. When the time comes, we will hold a celebration to show off the chaotic tiger celestial dynasty's prestige and strength. 4th rank Immortal King realm battle pets are rare in our area. At that time, we will use the 4th order Undying God King wild beasts as beasts to show off our might," the old man said immediately. "All right, I'll bring some people there and make friends with them." The Imperial advisor nodded and immediately replied with a message. The old man nodded with a smile on his face. "Oh, I have the intention to buy it. It will arrive in a few days." In the Dragon Palace of Tianzi Continent, Wang Xian smiled when he saw the reply from the Grand Preceptor of Tiger Chaos Demon Kingdom. As long as they bought it, he would be able to increase his strength. Furthermore, with the resources he needed, selling a rank 4 Undying God King battle pet was more than enough. The rest of the resources could increase Dragon Palace's combat power by at least 23 5th Order Undying Gods. It could greatly enhance the high-end combat power of the Dragon Palace. "Dragon King, there are 2 people outside requesting an audience. One is a veiled girl and the other is a woman." At this moment, a patrolling Yaksha came in and reported to Wang Xian. "Oh, they're here?" Wang Xian raised his eyebrows. With a swift move, he flew out. At the same time, above the Dragon Palace, Emperor Star Maiden and Aunt Ing sized up the Dragon Palace with curiosity. This was their first time coming to the Dragon Palace. Looking at the towering palace on the seabed, they were filled with amazement. "Welcome, beautiful Star Maiden," Wang Xian greeted with a smile as he flew out and saw the 2 of them. "Don't talk about these useless things. You said that you can upgrade the snake to a rank 4 or 5 Undying God King within a year or 2, and now you want me to remind you that I have to come personally." Emperor Star Maiden looked at Wang Xian with dissatisfaction. "I've been too busy recently. Come, follow me in. I'll help you upgrade now." Wang Xian smiled and gestured for them to enter the Dragon Palace. The moment they stepped into the Dragon Palace, the two of them felt the substantial law energy. Their eyes widened and were filled with astonishment. Is this the foundation of the Dragon King? Is this the reason why you can upgrade so quickly? Ant-Ing looked around and couldn't help but ask. Such a place was far from comparable to the grotto heavens in the imperial court. Such intense law energy. No wonder you can upgrade so quickly. A day of cultivation here is equivalent to a year in the outside world. Emperor's Star Maiden opened her mouth slightly and her eyes flickered. For the past half a year, they had been living in seclusion in Mo Lin's celestial residence. However, they had been paying close attention to the Dragon Palace. Especially in the past half a year, they could obtain all kinds of information from the artificial intelligence system. They could clearly sense that the Dragon Palace was suppressing the entire region at a terrifying speed. Based on their judgment, there were no less than 200 Undying God Kings in the Dragon Palace. A faction with 200 Undying God Kings, even in a second-rate faction, would be considered quite strong. The improvement of the Dragon Palace was too terrifying. Let the snake out. I'll be able to upgrade it in the next few days. Wang Xian smiled as he said to her, All right, do you still have a place to stay? We'll be staying here from now on. Emperor's Star Maiden squinted her eyes and said, All right, I've already invited you over as a guest. I'll arrange for someone to bring you there later. Wang Xian didn't mind. They were indebted to Qingyue and the rest. Helping them and letting them stay here was a small matter. Thank you. The Emperor's Star Maiden smiled at Wang Xian. This guy is finally doing something. Wang Xian smiled and brought the snake to the dragon transformation pool. He paired the dragon blood with some treasures to help it upgrade. Grandpa Grand Tutor, look at the information from the artificial intelligence system in this region. The Dragon King of the Dragon Palace is the king of this region. 2 days later, dozens of figures appeared in front of the Iron Blood Alliance. One of the girls looked through the information of this area with her brain and said with a slight surprise, With their strength, it's not surprising that they're the king of this region. Sky Demon Grand Tutor looked around, took out the artificial intelligence system, and sent a message to Wang Xian. I'll inform the Dragon King. Let's go to a planet in front. He'll be here to pick us up soon. Soon, Sky Demon Grand Tutor received the message and said to the crowd. Chapter 25:16. Sky Demon Imperial Tutor and the rest were both guests and customers. Wang Xian brought them to Dongxi Planet for some delicacies before arranging for them to stay at the Dragon Palace. A level 6 Dragon Palace could already be considered as a paradise. Sky Demon Imperial Tutor and the rest were very satisfied with Wang Xian's reception. After receiving the Divine Stones from Wang Xian, they immediately informed the Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire to purchase a large number of elixir pills. The Divine Stones in Wang Xian's hands were not a small number. These Divine Stones were enough to exchange for a large number of resources. Next, Wang Xian began to assist the experts from the Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire in taming the 5 wild beasts. Great-grandfather Imperial Tutor, this Dragon King is so powerful. Look at the information on the artificial intelligence system. TSK. It feels like he's even more powerful than our Chaotic Tiger Immortal Dynasty. In the residence of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire in the Dragon Palace, Tiger Lingya flipped through all kinds of information about the Dragon Palace and the Dragon King and exclaimed in shock. Yeah, very powerful indeed. The speed of his rise is very fast. Sky Demon Imperial Tutor nodded and was slightly shocked. Over the past 2 days, he had also looked at the information on the artificial intelligence system in this region and was also slightly shocked by the power of the Dragon Palace. He was also full of curiosity and amazement towards the Dragon King. Powerful beast taming ability. Creepy array that trapped deity kings. Powerful members of the Dragon Palace. This gave him a general understanding of this force. Sir Imperial Tutor. At this time, 2 figures walked over and greeted them respectfully. How's the surrounding area? Sky Demon Imperial Tutor looked at them and asked. The 2 of them had gone out to check out the surrounding information. Of course, the main reason was to find out about the Dragon Palace. Sir Imperial Tutor, we did not go deep into the area. Based on our simple investigation, this region and the oceans of hundreds of thousands of habitable planets are all under the control of the Dragon Palace. Now, many powerful forces in this region feel that the Dragon Palace is an invincible existence. That's because some of the people they sent out are stronger than them. Someone on the artificial intelligence system guessed that the Dragon Palace has more than 200 Immortal King experts. However, some major forces said that the Dragon Palace has no less than 300 Immortal King experts. The two of them reported, their eyes filled with shock. Their chaotic tiger demon empire's divine king powerhouses were merely around 300 at present. However, this Dragon Palace had at least 300 undying god kings. How could they not be shocked? Dragon Palace can't be underestimated. In less than a year, they sold over 100 immortal god king battle pets. They might have more god kings than we expected. The Imperial Tutor sighed with emotion. That's amazing. That Dragon King is so easygoing and energetic, but I didn't expect him to have such a powerful force. Tiger Lingya said enviously, this Dragon Palace is worth befriending. If we have time, we can communicate more. The Imperial Preceptor mumbled to himself. On the third day, the chaotic tiger demon kingdom sent over the pills that Wang Xian needed to buy, and Wang Xian also helped tame the 4th level Immortal King realm beasts. Thank you, Imperial Tutor. I've troubled you this time. Wang Xian received all the rewards and expressed his gratitude to them. Haha, don't stand on ceremony, Dragon King. One more friend means one more path. Our Tiger Chaos Immortal Dynasty is willing to be friends with the Dragon Palace. The Imperial Tutor laughed heartily. Our Dragon Palace is also willing to make friends with you. Wang Xian extended his hand and shook it. All right, Dragon King, come to our Tiger Luan Immortal Celestial Dynasty when you have time. Let us receive you well. The Imperial Tutor invited. There should be a chance. Wang Xian nodded. All right, it's a deal. We'll make a move first. See you in the future. The Imperial Tutor cupped his fists at Wang Xian and led the group away. Wang Xian sent them off into the sky and disappeared with a smile on his face. Befriending the chaotic tiger demon kingdom was also beneficial for the Dragon Palace. At the very least, the chaotic tiger demon kingdom had helped a little this time, and even bought 5 4th level Immortal King realm battle pets. This time, my strength can be enhanced. Wang Xian looked at the resources in his hands. With a swift move, he flew towards the Dragon Palace. Wang. After entering the Dragon Palace, he immediately returned to the Tianza Continent Dragon Palace and appeared in the Dragon King Hall. Roar. He let out a soft roar and turned into a 7-colored divine dragon. He hovered in front of the dragon throne, took out the pills and consumed them quickly. Wang Xian's source dragon energy increased at a terrifying speed as he swallowed a large number of pills. Ding! Congratulations to the host for leveling up to rank 9 Eternal Divine Lord. Name: Wang Xian. Race: Yin Yang 5 Elements Divine Dragon, 1 with the Dragon. Level: Rank 9 Eternal Divine Lord, 6th Transformation of Divine Dragon Transformation. Source Force: 324344/1000000 Superpower: Dominate the marine animals, rule any marine animals that are lower than your own level, devour living creatures. Extract source force from living creatures. 5 elements control art of cultivation. Divine Dragon Transformation Superpowers: Soul Assimilation, Spiritual Attachment, Yin Yang. 5 elements Dragon Eyes Dharma. 5 elements Grindstone, Dragon Country in the Palm, Dragon Head Descending, 10,000 miles Dragon Body. Yin Yang 2 Poles. Yin Yang 5 elements Bowl, Divine Dragon Tail Whip. Law of Nature: Metal, Wood, Water, Fire, Earth, Light, Darkness. Rank 9, God Kingdom, Dragon Palace. Own Dragon Palace. Level 7 Dragon Palace Members, 379844. Soon, the system notification sounded. Wang Xian shuddered, and a majestic dragon aura swept across the surroundings. The 7-colored law formed the shadow of a divine dragon, circling around him. Wang Xian opened his eyes, and his pupils seemed to contain the starry sky. Roar. He couldn't help but let out a deep roar, and his eyes were filled with excitement. Just one more level. Once I break through to the immortal king realm, I will have the strength of a rank 7 immortal king. Wang Xian looked at his attributes and smiled. Chirp, 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 crackle, crackle, ding. Congratulations, host. A new dragon species has been born in the Dragon Palace, the heavenly lightning and earthly fire dragon and phoenix species. At this time, the cry of a phoenix accompanied by the roar of thunder reverberated throughout the entire Dragon Palace, following which the system notification sounded, and Wang Xian was taken aback. Huh, this is? His face lit up, and he immediately flew towards the dragon transformation pool. At this time, above the dragon transformation pool, two fiery red phoenixes were circling in the sky. Their wings were swaying, and they looked extremely beautiful. There was a lightning dragon circling around them, making them look even more majestic and arrogant. Heavenly lightning and earthly fire dragon and phoenix species. What is this? Wang Xian looked at the two phoenixes, and his eyes sparkled. Xiao Xian. At this time, the two phoenixes also looked at Wang Xian and flew over with joy. Shu Qing, Fengwan, you guys have evolved. Wang Xian went up to them and said with joy. Xiao Xian, when the Dragon Palace obtained the Wudong tree, it intertwined with the Nirvana Thunder tree and underwent changes. With the addition of the dragon and phoenix blood, we evolved. After this evolution, we are much stronger than before. I feel like we can fight against those who are 4 levels higher. The two girls exclaimed in surprise. What? Fighting against those who are 4 levels higher? This has surpassed the pinnacle dragon species of the Dragon Palace. Wang Xian was slightly shocked, and soon he was overjoyed. Chapter 25:17. The Divine Dragon Clan, the strongest dragon species in the Dragon Palace, was only comparable to a pure divine dragon. Even the Berserk dragon species was only comparable to the Wind Divine Dragon, Fire Divine Dragon, and the other 7 types of divine dragons. However, the combination of the Divine Wudong tree, the Thunder Nirvana tree, and the Dragon Blood and Phoenix Blood gave birth to the Heavenly Lightning Earthly Fire Dragon and Phoenix Seed. This dragon species was comparable to the rare dragon species of the Divine Dragon race, such as the Bone Dragon, the Frost Divine Dragon, and some other multi-elemental divine dragons. Bone Dragon, Frost Divine Dragon. This kind of divine dragon, even in the glorious era of the Divine Dragon race, was very, very rare. There were only 2 or 3 of the most powerful divine dragons, the 5 elements divine dragons and the light and dark divine dragons. Now, Guan Shuqing and Feng Luan's heavenly lightning and earthly fire dragon and phoenix seeds were the pinnacle existences in the universe. In the past, in the entire universe, there were no more than 50 creatures that could be stronger than this dragon. One could imagine what kind of existence it was. Our evolution must have a lot to do with the progenitor tree, Feng Luan said, her face full of smiles. In the past, it was already not bad if they could fight someone 1 or 2 ranks higher than them. But now, they could fight someone 4 ranks higher. Their current battle prowess had already reached the 5th order Undying God King realm. That's a good thing. Oh right, has the giant galactic beast, Stand Serpent, evolved? Wang Xian looked to the side of the dragon transformation pool. It has already evolved. Guan Shuqing and the rest nodded. They knew about the Stand Snake and the girl who came to the Dragon Palace. However, Wang Xian quickly explained that the Emperor Star Maiden and the rest were the benefactors of Qingyue and Lingxiu. Even so, the group of girls looked him up and down for a long time, and even said, "Are you going to repay me with your body?" At that time, Wang Xian was speechless. He had to coax the girls for a long time before he could appease them. And that's good. Wang Xian nodded his head and looked at Feng Luan Shuqing. As for the fire phoenixes in the past, you guys can let them evolve. After they evolve, even if they can't fight 4 levels higher than you guys, they can still fight 3 levels higher and become the pinnacle dragon species of the Dragon Palace. All right, Xiao Xian, did your strength increase just now? Guan Shuqing nodded. Well, I'm going to upgrade the high-end combat power of the Dragon Palace. Wang Xian replied. After exchanging a few more words with the 2 girls, He returned to the Dragon King Hall and immediately ordered Prime Minister Turtle to gather all the Undying God King members of the Dragon Palace. Not including the Devouring Dragon, the Undying God King had around 500 members. Wang Xian took out the resources from selling the 5 Undying God King battle pets and devoured them to help them improve their strength. The resources he used to upgrade himself were not even worth the price of an Immortal God King battle pet. He still had enough resources for the members of Dragon Palace to upgrade. In the next few days, the number of 5th Order God King Realm Immortals in the Dragon Palace reached 38. Including the Devouring Dragon, there were a total of 45. The only 6th Order Undying God King was Aosia. Next, I need to stabilize my strength and master some formations. After all the members had leveled up, Wang Xian decided to settle down. He needed to settle down, and so did the members of the Dragon Palace. The strength of the 5 doppelgangers in the 5 Elements Grindstone was now exactly the same as him. Wang Xian could also use the spirit arrays that they controlled immediately. However, this was not enough. They also had to settle down and master more array formations. In the next few months, Wang Xian immersed himself in the spirit arrays. In the outside world, the hundreds of thousands of planets in the starry sky had also calmed down. As the Dragon Palace had helped them resolve the external threats, this region gradually became lively and bustling. Especially the East Pool planet, it was much more lively than before. The Dragon Palace grew stronger every day. Because of the suppression of the Dragon Palace, the oceans were calm. The Emperor Star Princess also refused to leave the Dragon Palace. Because a day of cultivation in the Dragon Palace was equivalent to a year of cultivation for her. In these days, they had also witnessed the strength of the Dragon Palace. This made Aunt Ying want the Emperor Star Princess to hug Wang Xian's thigh tightly. As long as they hugged the thigh of the Dragon Palace, it would definitely be beneficial to them in the future. While the Dragon Palace was improving rapidly, the Blazing God Dynasty opposite the Lorman Desolate Beast Garden was also paying attention to the development of the Dragon Palace. As they saw the Dragon Palace getting stronger and stronger, their faces turned uglier by the day. They contacted the young master in the central region, but that young master also fell silent and did not reply. This made the God Emperor of the Blazing God Dynasty extremely worried. What if the Dragon Palace attacked one day? How were they going to defend? This made the Blazing God Dynasty nervous. They started to think of ways to establish relations with other forces and climb up to the stronger forces. Time passed slowly. 8 months passed in the blink of an eye. These 8 months were like a snap of the fingers to the universe. Ha ha ha, finally. However, this period of time was a long wait for the entire chaotic tiger demon country. They were waiting for this voice. When this voice sounded, a majestic figure floated in the sky behind the divine palace of the chaotic tiger demon country. This majestic old man had a white divine tiger totem on his back. The divine tiger was lifelike and filled with endless majesty. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. At this moment, the surrounding figures flew over. When they saw the majestic figure in the sky, their faces were filled with excitement. The king of the chaotic tiger demon country, who was wearing a tiger robe and had the word king on his forehead, clenched his fists in excitement. Congratulations to the old marshal for breaking through to the 7th Order Immortal King realm. Congratulations to the chaotic tiger demon country. Congratulations to the chaotic tiger demon country. Everyone roared with excitement. Ha ha ha. The old marshal laughed heartily. Congratulations to you, old brother. You're one step ahead of us. Your breakthrough is a great fortune for the entire chaotic tiger demon country. With this advancement, we can take another step forward. We can now kill our enemies with our own hands. Ha ha, soon. It will be the 20 million year anniversary of our chaotic tiger demon country's founding. The 20 million year dynasty founding ceremony is the time for our chaotic tiger demon country to showcase our strength. It will also be a time for everyone to be shocked. The 2 old men by the side clenched their fists as they spoke passionately. Great, great, great. We'll invite everyone to the banquet. The old marshal clenched his fists and roared in a low voice. Get ready. For the 20 million year dynasty founding ceremony, We'll invite everyone, be it friend or foe. Hee. The king of the chaotic tiger demon country waved his arm and ordered loudly. Yes. Everyone nodded excitedly. Phew. Half a year has passed. I've more or less mastered all the arrays. At the same time, in the Dragon Palace, Wang Xian stretched his body and muttered to himself. In 8 months' time, all 8 of his doppelgangers had comprehended the arrays at the same time. In terms of arrays, he could already trap and kill 5th-order Immortal King Realm experts. Now that there were 5 5th-order Immortal King Realm doppelgangers in the 5 Elements Grindstone, it was even more terrifying. It's about time. Now that the speed of improvement of the members of the Dragon Palace has slowed down, it's time to enter the center of the South Star system. Wang Xian muttered to himself. The Dragon Palace's foundation was almost complete. Chapter 25:18. Wang Xian and the group flew out of the Dragon Palace and surveyed their surroundings in the desolate ocean of the planet. This was not the first time Wang Xian had come to this planet. The Dragon Palace was built by him. There were no humans on this barren planet. There were not many creatures in the ocean. The main purpose of the Dragon Palace was to build a teleportation formation. It would take at least a month to fly here from Tianzi continent. It would also take 5 to 6 days to fly from Lorman Desolate Beast Garden. Wang Xian and the group hovered above the planet and immediately searched for the location of the chaotic tiger demon country. Wang Xian took a look at the route planned by the artificial intelligence system. The center of the South Star Galaxy was more prosperous than the starry sky of Tianzi continent. Once they reached the nearest planet, they would be able to teleport. After a few transfers, it would only take them a few hours to reach their destination. If they were to fly, even an immortal king would need a few months. According to the artificial intelligence system, there were more than 1 billion planets in the center of the South Star Galaxy. There were close to 1 million habitable planets for humans. Even an immortal king would need at least half a year to travel across the entire galaxy, and this was flying at top speed without any rest. I've been to the South Star Galaxy a few times. There are a total of 5 commercial planets. This time, our concert will be held on Xinghua Planet, which isn't far from the chaotic tiger demon country. Emperor Star Maiden looked at the map and said, "Let's fly to the nearest planet first. It will take about 10 hours. Wang Xian looked at the distance and said, "Dragon King, since you guys are so rich, you should buy a spaceship. Then, you don't have to travel by yourself." Emperor Star Maiden teased Wang Xian. "Where's the spaceship of a superstar like you?" Wang Xian asked her. He knew that Emperor Star Maiden had a rather fast spaceship. "My spaceship can only carry about 12 people," she said plainly. "Flying isn't bad either. We can see the scenery of the universe." Tang Yinxian said with a smile, "Sister Yinxian, you can see the scenery if you're strong. But I'm different." Emperor Star Maiden said enviously. She now understood the strength of the Dragon Palace. Sister Yinxian, who was younger than her, had the combat strength of a second-stage Immortal King. When she found out, she was shocked beyond words. "Hee, let me help you improve your strength." Tang Yinxian smiled at her, and the group flew toward the nearest planet. The 2 girls beside him were chatting nonstop, and their chatter made the journey a little livelier. Wang Xian smiled at the side. Yinxian loved singing. This time, she had found a like-minded friend. 10 hours later, the group arrived at a planet and began teleporting through the teleportation circle. After 5 transfers, they arrived at the planet where the chaotic tiger demon kingdom was located. This time, the chaotic tiger demonic kingdom is holding a very big event. They have invited many big and small forces. After all, this is a celebration of the founding of the dynasty. It has a lot of historical significance. I heard that they even invited their old enemy, the Monster Slayer sect. TSK. It seems like they want to intimidate the Monster Slayer sect. They have been enemies with the Monster Slayer sect for tens of millions of years, and their strength is about the same. As soon as he stepped out of the teleportation formation, the bustling noises entered his mind. It was obviously much livelier than the previous few transit planets. Wang Xian looked around and realized they were in a huge canyon in the mountains. There were all kinds of buildings on the surrounding mountains. The buildings were a little strange. and were obviously in the style of the demonic beast clan. At this time, the surroundings of the teleportation formation were filled with forces from all over. Wang Xian looked around and realized there were many experts. Just around the area, there were thousands of immortal God King experts. This is indeed the center of the South Star system. Wang Xian murmured, "Please show me your invitation letter." At this time, two middle-aged men with wings walked over and spoke politely. "Here you go." Wang Xian handed over the invitation letter. "Honorable Dragon King, please follow us." When the two middle-aged men saw the invitation letter, they immediately showed great respect and said respectfully, "Let's go." Wang Xian looked around. Clearly, their invitation letter was a little different from the others. "Honorable Dragon King, we will bring you into the Demon God Palace." The two middle-aged men from the chaotic tiger demon kingdom said, respectfully, Wang Xian nodded his head. Chirp, chirp, chirp. Soon, a huge bird with a length of about 500 meters flew over. The two soldiers from the chaotic tiger demon kingdom signaled to them. Wang Xian and the group immediately flew up. Chirp, chirp. The birds and beasts flew towards the mountains ahead. Demonic beasts loved mountains and forests. Two incomparably huge statues of divine tigers appeared in front of everyone. A vast and barren palace appeared in front of them. In the sky, a group of soldiers with wings swept past them and allowed them to enter. The birds and beasts entered the palace and landed on a small grassland not long after. Ha ha ha, Dragon King, welcome to our chaotic tiger demon kingdom. Thank you for coming. Just as they landed, the imperial tutor of the chaotic tiger immortal dynasty, who had received the news, welcomed them enthusiastically. Haha, since the imperial tutor has invited us with great hospitality, it's only natural for us to come. Wang Xian walked over and shook hands with him. It's our honor. Please come in, Dragon King. We have prepared a banquet, the imperial tutor said enthusiastically. All right. Wang Xian nodded his head with a smile and followed the imperial tutor into the palace. Along the way, the imperial tutor introduced some of the items in the palace to Wang Xian, introduced the chaotic tiger demon kingdom and this celebration. You must be the Dragon King, young and promising. When the group entered a palace, a burly old man in a tiger robe with the word Wang on his forehead welcomed them with a smile. Dragon King, this is the king of our chaotic tiger demon kingdom. The imperial tutor introduced to Wang Xian. King of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom, I've long heard of your name. Wang Xian smiled and cupped his fists at the old man. Haha, you're welcome. Speaking of which, we still have to thank you for what happened previously. Come, take a seat since you've come from afar. Have some food first. I'll get someone to bring you to your resting place later. The king of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom gestured to Wang Xian courteously. Ever since the imperial tutor and the rest returned and heard some news about the dragon palace, the king of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom and the rest believed that the strength of the dragon palace should not be underestimated. Even if they were not as strong as the chaotic tiger demon kingdom, they were not inferior to them. Therefore, he discussed with the imperial tutor and allowed them to stay in the palace. Moreover, he invited them to a banquet in advance to build a good relationship with them. It could be said that the chaotic tiger demon kingdom placed the most importance on the dragon palace in this celebration, because the dragon palace might become their true friend. This was something that the other forces in this region could not compare to. Chapter 25:19. Heavenly Monarch Tiger Luan is too polite. Seeing how polite the king of Tiger Luan was, Wang Xian smiled and sat at the side. Tang Yinxian, Prime Minister Turtle, and the Imperial Star Princess sat beside him. Haha, you are a guest. We naturally have to entertain you well. The ruler of Tiger Luan waved his hand. Serve the dishes and wine. Who would have expected the Tiger Chaos Demon Empire to place so much importance on Wang Xian and his friends, to the point of inviting them to a private banquet? The Emperor Star Maiden muttered in a low voice when she saw this scene. The chaotic tiger demon kingdom was considered a second-rate power. Such strength was already considered not bad. In the Imperial Star region, Only a few of the more monstrous disciples had second-rate powers following them. The other disciples would at most have third-rate factions following them. However, she also knew that the Dragon Palace's current strength was already considered a second-rate force, and the potential of the Dragon Palace was even more terrifying. It was reasonable for the chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom to pay attention to him. The banquet began. Good wine, good dishes, singing and dancing began. These heavenly demon dancers were clearly different from human women. Their dancing styles were also unique. Wang Xian, Prime Minister Turtle, Lord Tiger Luan, and the Sky Demon Imperial Tutor conversed from time to time. The banquet was joyous and harmonious. Dragon King, I see that you have a peerless swordsman beside you. Can you let this brother spar with me? Hee. I see that the sword radiance of these brothers is extremely sharp. My true form is a saber-toothed tiger sky demon, and I devour swords as much as my life. After 3 rounds of drinks, the 2 generals of the Tiger Chaos Demon Kingdom, who were accompanying them, were itching to ask Wang Xian for help. Oh, a sword duel? Haha, good. Let's make friends through swords. Wang Xian looked at Roving Sword and nodded his head with a smile. General Sword, don't be rude. On the stage, the Tiger Luan country lord shouted at the old man with dissatisfaction. Monarch, my hands are itching. My hands are itching. I can feel the sword radiance of my brothers even though I'm sitting opposite you. The old man bowed slightly and smiled at the ruler of the Tiger Luan country. It's fine. Don't overdo it. Let's spar and prove our swordsmanship, said Wang Xian to Tiger Luan with a smile. That's good. Don't hurt our friendship. The ruler of the country of Tiger Luan pondered for a moment and nodded. He looked at Roving Sword and kindly reminded him, Brother, our sword general lives with the sword and once obtained a great opportunity for swordsmanship. Please be careful. Thank you for reminding me, King Luan. My sword is the emotionless sword Dao. Ao Jin's palm moved, and a sharp sword appeared in his hand. Haha, good. Meeting friends with swords can also be considered livening up the atmosphere. The sword general happily jumped to the center. Roving Sword, you just need to give some pointers. Wang Xian transmitted his voice to Roving Sword. The space here is too small. Both of you, come in and spar. With a wave of his arm, the 5 elements grindstone appeared in his hand. With a wave of his arm, a space suddenly appeared in the middle. Oh, now what? Array formation? Treasure? The ruler of Tiger Luan looked over in astonishment. A Magus artifact, said Wang Xian with a smile. Which? The king of the Tiger Luan country was slightly surprised, and he looked towards the center. When Roving Sword and the sword general stepped inside, they immediately realized that they had entered a huge space. This space was enough for them to display their abilities. I am Saber-Toothed Tiger. Brother, please guide me. The sword general cupped his hands, and a sword appeared in his hand as he spoke with a smile. Roving Sword, emotionless sword Dao, make your move first. Roving Sword smiled at him. All right, then I won't stand on ceremony. Sword General was very straightforward as he waved his arm. Clang. The sharp sword was unsheathed. Clang. On the opposite side, Roving Sword's palm shook, and the golden long sword in his hand was unsheathed instantly. On the opposite side, the sword of the sword general trembled and let out a wail. Take this. He widened his eyes, which were filled with astonishment, and attacked with the long sword in his hand. Bam, 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 bam. Roving Sword stood there with one hand holding the sword and the other at the back. He countered with countless moves. The laws were incomparably solid, and every collision caused the space to tremble slightly. Both of them should be at the same realm, but the sword general is completely suppressed. The other party didn't even exert any strength. He stood there with his sword unmoving. The difference in strength is obvious. The ruler of Tiger Luan country was shocked to see both of them fighting in the middle of the array. Their general of Tiger Luan Demon country couldn't resist at all. The gap is too huge. Dragon King, your subordinate's swordsmanship is really terrifying. The Sky Demon Grand Tutor commented to Wang Xian with slight astonishment. Roving sword swordsmanship has yet to be matched. However, I know that the sword general is also considered an expert in swordsmanship. Ordinary swordsmen wouldn't dare to draw their swords before my subordinate, said Wang Xian with a smile. I've lost. A minute later, the sword general's long sword fell to the ground with a mournful wail. He was stunned, picked up the long sword in his hand, and walked out of the array in a daze. Your swordsmanship isn't bad either. You're the first to draw your sword before me. Roving sword cupped his fist at the sword general and said, I can feel the sword trembling in my hand when I hold my sword before you. The gap is too huge. The sword general shook his head bitterly. In terms of swordsmanship, my subordinate hasn't lost to anyone yet. You don't have to be so lonely, sword general. You can also spar with roving sword for a few more times over the next few days, said Wang Xian with a smile. Ha ha ha, great. In that case, brother roving sword, I might have to disturb you for the next few days. The sword general's eyes lit up as he spoke to roving sword with anticipation. You're most welcome. Both of us are sword fanatics, so let's spar and learn from each other. Roving sword nodded with a smile. Haha, great. Let me toast to you. Meeting friends through swordsmanship brought the atmosphere of the banquet to another level. The banquet lasted for 3 hours before it ended. Let me bring you to the palace where you can rest. The sword general volunteered to bring them to their accommodations. There are 5 to 6 Fifth Order Immortal King realm experts with the Dragon King. I can't sense one of them, but he should be stronger than me. The Tiger Luan Country King's eyes flickered as he watched Wang Xian and the rest leave. Over 50 people, only one girl is a divine lord. The rest are all Immortal King realm experts. The number of deity kings in this dragon palace is not lesser than ours. The Sky Demon Imperial Tutor also sighed. Not only that, there are 2 Sixth Order Immortal King realm experts among them. They aren't any weaker than us in the past. They seem to be not bad, and can be friends. At this time, a voice suddenly rang in their ears. The Sky Demon Imperial Tutor and the Tiger Luan Country King were taken aback and nodded silently. Looks like they want to be friends with us too. We can be allies. The Tiger Luan Country King said with a smile. The Sky Demon Imperial Tutor nodded. Inside the Demon God Palace, the Sword General brought them to a luxurious palace and arranged for them to stay. A meal can last for 3 hours. How boring. Xian, let's go practice singing. It's your first time performing on stage in a few days. The Emperor's Star Princess grumbled as she pulled Tang Xian into a room. Chapter 2520, Dragon King. From the looks of it, the chaotic tiger demon kingdom is interested in befriending us, said Prime Minister Turtle to Wang Xian in the palace. What do you think of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom? Asked Wang Xian. From the looks of the imperial preceptor, the king, and the general, they are all straightforward people. They are worth befriending. Prime Minister Turtle said. Well, it doesn't seem to be a bad thing at the moment. Having a friend will make things a lot more convenient, especially since the chaotic tiger demon empire has 20 million years of history here. Wang Xian nodded his head slightly. Uncle Dragon King, I heard from great-grandfather that you are here. Right at this moment, a voice suddenly sounded from outside. Wang Xian was slightly taken aback as he revealed a shocked expression. As he walked out, he saw a girl looking left and right with a smile on her face. Wang Xian recognized this girl. She was the one who came with the Sky Monster Grand Tutor previously. Her name was Tiger Lingya. Wang Xian even gave her a war pet. She even said that she would treat him to a meal after he came to the Tiger Chaos Demon Kingdom. Lady Lingya, Wang Xian shouted at her. TSK, Wang Xian is really something. Girls can find him no matter where he goes. No wonder. At this moment, the Emperor's Star Maiden and Tang Xian also heard the commotion and walked out. The Emperor's Star Maiden sized up the tiger's spiritual sprout, glanced at Wang Xian, and mocked. Tang Xian, who was standing by the side, also looked at Wang Xian with an expression that asked for an explanation. These two beauties are? Your wife, Dragon King? Tiger Lingya looked at Tang Xian and the Emperor's Star Maiden. The Emperor's Star Maiden had changed her appearance, and no one could tell that she was the famous star goddess. This is Amin Xuan's best friend. Little girl, what brings you here? The Emperor's Star Maiden said to the tiger spirit sprout. Tang Yinxian chuckled at her words. Oh, nice to meet you, sister-in-law. The Dragon King gave me a battle pet last time. He promised to show me around when he came to the chaotic tiger kingdom. I'll take you there. Your country is a human kingdom. It's very different from our chaotic tiger demon kingdom. Let me show you the local conditions and customs. Tiger Lingya said enthusiastically. She was so passionate that the Emperor's Star Maiden didn't know what to say. We can take a look around. Tang Yinxian looked at Wang Xian and said, All right then, Miss Lingya, please show us around your planet. Wang Xian nodded at Yinxian and said, Okay, I'll take you to eat some local snacks and see the magnificent scenery here. The tiger spirit sprout nodded its head and enthusiastically brought them outside. Aosia, follow Dragon King and the rest. Prime Minister Turtle said to Roving Crab. Roving Crab alone was equivalent to thousands of troops. After all, this was not the territory of the Dragon Palace. It was better to be careful. It's the Prime Minister. Roving Xie nodded his head and followed behind Wang Xian. I'll bring you to the Realm Heart Lake first, then to the Tiger Leaping Cliff, and then to Xian Spring. Our chaotic tiger demonic empire's planet is filled with many miracles, and none of them have been destroyed. I guarantee that you'll enjoy it so much that you'll forget to return. Clearly, Tiger Spiritual Yi was a very lively girl. She brought Wang Xian and the rest to the square of flying birds and beasts. The five of them rode on a bird and flew toward the Realm Heart Lake. Look, that's the Realm Heart Lake. Isn't it beautiful? The lake water is so clear that you can see the bottom. There are colorful stones and all kinds of fish in it. The Realm Heart Lake was a very beautiful lake. Under the sunlight, it emitted colorful rays, and all kinds of fish could be seen clearly. The entire lake was like a fairyland. It's indeed beautiful. Tang Yinxian and the Emperor's Star Maiden looked at the lake with sparkling eyes. Let's go over. The fish in the Realm Heart Lake is one of the world's delicacies. Ordinary people won't be able to eat it. The group of people flew down from the bird beasts and headed towards a pavilion. Your Highness. Very soon, a woman walked over and shouted respectfully, I'll have a serving of your specialty fish. I want to entertain a friend. Tiger Spiritual Yi said, Yes, Your Highness. The lady replied immediately, Our fish meat is definitely different from the fish you've eaten before. Hee, you'll be swallowing your tongues later. Tiger Spiritual Yi lifted her head slightly and said, Are you exaggerating? The Emperor's Star Maiden looked at her in disbelief. You'd better believe it. There are people from the central region who specially come to us to purchase this kind of fish. Tiger Spiritual Yi said immediately. Wang Xian looked around and felt that the scenery was great. Tiger Spiritual Yi was a lively girl to begin with. The Emperor's Star Maiden used to think that she was rather cold, but now she felt that she was quite talkative. Tang Yinxian chimed in from time to time. The atmosphere was great. Soon, the fish meat was served. The taste surprised the two girls. This fish is either preserved in a very expensive treasure or cooked within a minute. Otherwise, the taste will be lost. Even the great-grandfather of our country would have to come here if he wanted to eat it. Tiger Spiritual Yi said proudly when she saw the shock on the two girls' faces. It's delicious. The Emperor's Star Maiden nodded. Spiritual Yi, you're here too? At this time, a voice suddenly sounded. Tiger Spiritual Yi, who was chatting with the Emperor's Star Maiden, was taken aback. She turned around and looked behind her. Wang Xian also looked over and saw a total of 50 to 60 young men and women, as well as a few middle-aged men, walking over. A bunch of annoying guys. Tiger Spiritual Yi looked over, curled her lips, and muttered softly. She completely ignored the group of people walking over. Little sister, you're so insensible. Your brothers are here. Why aren't you welcoming them? A young man with a tiger's tail teased Tiger Spiritual Yi. Don't even think about it. Tiger Spiritual Yi pouted and replied coldly. Hee lass. A few days ago, I wanted to betroth you to Brother Yi Chen, but you didn't agree. You cried, threw a tantrum, and even tried to hang yourself. Girls shouldn't behave like this in the future. Don't hang out with your friends in the future. Learn some manners in the God Palace. The young man said to Tiger Spiritual Ya. Tiger Spiritual Ya turned around and ignored him. Spiritual Ya, don't lose your manners in front of outsiders. The young man in the middle said plainly to Tiger Spiritual Ya, got it, brother. Tiger Spiritual Ya replied reluctantly when she heard the voice. Everyone, let's take a seat at the side. A group of people sat at a spot not far away. Tiger Spiritual Ya, who are these people? Your brothers and sisters? The Emperor Star Maiden asked softly as she looked at the group of people around her. She suddenly felt a deep sense of empathy. Tiger Spiritual Ya nodded. Her interest had clearly diminished. Spiritual Ya, you're really unlucky to be betrothed. Did you really cry, throw a tantrum, and hang yourself? The Emperor Star Maiden asked. Of course it's true. I'd rather die than agree to marry that scumbag. I almost died the last time. Great-grandfather made the decision for me after he knew about it. Tiger Spiritual Ya nodded her head heavily. Then you're really pitiful. Just hug the thigh of the Dragon King tightly in the future, and such things won't happen again. The Emperor Star Maiden said with a smile. Princess Flame, you should sit beside our brother. Haha, this isn't a good idea. Good, very good. Given your talents, Princess Flame, you'd be a perfect match to sit with our brother. The ravishing Princess Flame of the Inferno Eternal Celestial Dynasty is indeed qualified. At this time, a conversation was heard from the side. It was loud and clear, and Wang Xian could hear it clearly. Wang Xian was taken aback when he heard this name. Chapter 25-21 Blaze Immortal God Dynasty. At the Mirror Heart Lake, Wang Xian, Yin Xian, Tigress, and the rest were seated. Tang Yin Xian, the Emperor Star Maiden, and the others could hear it clearly. What a loud voice. Humph, isn't she just a small-time celebrity? Isn't she just a little more talented? Tiger Spirit Sprout didn't feel anything. He pursed his lips and muttered in a low voice. Emperor Star Maiden, Tang Yin Xian, and Ant Ing all looked at Wang Xian. Wang Xian nodded at them. Don't bother about it. This was the territory of the chaotic tiger demon country. No matter what, Wang Xian had to give them some face. However, he didn't know the relationship between the Raging Flames Divine Dynasty and the chaotic tiger demon kingdom. If their relationship was very good, they might not be friends anymore. The Emperor Star Maiden and the others also knew about the feud between the Flame Immortal Godly Dynasty and the Dragon Palace, so they nodded slightly. Come on, let's continue eating. Tiger Lingya squeezed out a smile and spoke to Wang Xian and the rest. Flame Princess, I heard that something happened to your Flame Immortal Dynasty recently, and you're asking for help everywhere. Do you need any help? A prince of the Tiger Chaos Demon Kingdom asked Princess Lian and the other members of the Lion Divine Dynasty. 13th Prince, our Divine Dynasty has nothing to hide. We have indeed encountered some difficulties. Princess Flame said with a smile. Oh, what is it? The young man sitting beside the Princess of Flames raised his eyebrows and asked. We've offended a power opposite the Lorman Desolate Beast Garden. They have at least 5 to 6 5th-order Immortal God King realm experts. Even though we're not afraid of them, if they come looking for trouble with us, we'll suffer heavy losses. The Flame Princess replied honestly. Opposite the Lorman Desolate Beast Garden? What is that place? A girl beside her asked curiously. It's the edge of the South Star system. It should be near the battlefield of Emperor's Fall, a remote place. A prince said. Yes. The Princess of Flame nodded. How could such a powerful force exist in such a remote place? The young man sitting beside the Princess of Flames said in astonishment. We don't know where they came from. At first, they wanted to destroy one of our allies there, the Iron Blood Alliance. We sent people to help them resist. Later on, the enemy was too strong, and our allies were killed. They also bore a grudge against us and said that they would destroy us. We had no choice but to prepare for a rainy day. The Flame Princess had a bitter look on her face. How strong are they exactly? What's it called? The young man sitting next to her raised his eyebrows and asked. There seems to be quite a number of God King realm experts. There are at least 5 5th-order God King realm experts, and there are no 6th-order God King realm experts. It's called the Dragon Palace. They seem to have already conquered that area. The Princess of Flames said. The strongest among them is a 5th-order God King realm expert. Not bad, but that's all there is to it. With this level of strength, they can only proclaim themselves as kings in some remote corner. When they come to us, they can only hide like turtles. Haha, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. When the young man at the side heard this, he let out a hearty laugh. Hee hee, Flame Princess, you really don't have to worry about such a small matter. If you can work with our big brother, hee hee, the small dragon palace is just a remote corner force. They might even apologize to you personally in the future. One of the princes raised his eyebrows at the Flame Princess and teased. Hee hee, I'm not selling my body for glory. The Dragon Palace doesn't have the ability to destroy us yet. They are just a threat to us. The Flame Princess covered her mouth and laughed. Fifth brother, don't you know what kind of person the Flame Princess is? We have known each other for more than 10 years. Flame Princess, if you need any help in this matter in the future, just look for me directly. That's right, just look for our big brother. Our big brother is the crown prince of our generation. Once our big brother shows up, he will be able to show off the Dragon Palace. The group of them laughed and chatted. In that case, I'll have to thank Big Brother Tiger for helping me eradicate the evil. The Flame Princess squinted her eyes and bowed to the young man beside her. This filled the young man with pride. Huh. At this time, Tiger Lingya, who was sitting at the side, widened her eyes and her mouth. The food that she had picked up froze on the spot. Wang Xian had also heard their conversation. His lips curved into a smile, and his eyes gleamed coldly. He stood up slowly and walked towards the Flame Princess. Long. She opened her mouth and wanted to say something. However, she stood up helplessly and glared at the crowd beside her. Roving Crab, Yin Xian, and the rest followed her immediately. Huh. As Wang Xian walked towards them, some of them noticed him and looked over in confusion. What's the matter? A prince looked at Wang Xian and asked plainly. Wang Xian didn't reply. He walked to the Flame Princess and placed his palm on her shoulder. Huh. Everyone was shocked when they saw this. The Flame Princess also frowned and flames were emitting from her shoulder. Bam! Young lady, watch your words. You will pay the price. Wang Xian's palm landed heavily on her shoulder. Arg! A painful scream came from her mouth and her face was instantly filled with cold sweat. Stop it! Let go of our princess. A middle-aged man beside her was shocked. He stood up immediately with a sharp sword in his hand. Bam! Before he could make a move, Roving Crab swung his arm. The middle-aged man's body started to crack. His eyes widened and his face was filled with horror. Who are you? The Flame Princess asked Wang Xian softly with a pale face. Who are you? Do you know what territory you are in? Are you courting death? The young man beside her, the current crown prince of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom, stood up coldly and stared at Wang Xian with murderous intent. Don't you know who I am? I am the Dragon Palace that you mentioned. You can call me the Dragon King. Wang Xian said coldly. His murderous intent made the Flame Princess tremble. A crown prince is qualified to interfere in the affairs of the experts. Go back and ask your parents if they dare to do so. Wang Xian lifted his head, looked at the crown prince of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom and spoke with disdain. If he wasn't the crown prince of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom, he would have to pay the price for what he said. You, Dragon King of the Dragon Palace, is just a force from a remote place. This is our chaotic tiger demon kingdom. How dare you be so arrogant in our territory? You. The young crown prince's expression changed when he heard him. He pointed at Wang Xian with a sullen face. Bam! I'll teach you a lesson on behalf of your parents. Wang Xian swung his arm and a surge of energy landed on his arm, following which, his arm disintegrated immediately. Chapter 25-22. Bam! The crown prince of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom was sent flying. His face was pale as he stared at Wang Xian with widened eyes. His body landed heavily on the ground. One of his arms was gone and his body was trembling. You! How dare you? What are you trying to do? Do you know where this place is? The rest of the young men were taken aback by Wang Xian's attack. One by one, they stood up and shouted with an awful look. They were the supreme talents of the current generation of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom. It could be said that they were the most powerful generation in the chaotic tiger demon kingdom. No one dared to bully them in the chaotic tiger demon kingdom. Tiger Lingya, these are your men. You. The crown prince of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom clutched his wound and looked at Tiger Lingya with bloodshot eyes. Who asked you to speak ill of the dragon palace behind their backs? They have many immortal god kings, and they are guests. You. Tiger Lingya panicked at the sight of this. Dragon King. She quickly walked to Wang Xian's side and whispered to him. She looked at him with a pleading look. Seeing that you are the disciples of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom, and this is the territory of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom, I'll spare you this once. As Wang Xian spoke, he looked at all of them coldly. Humph. He snorted, and a large amount of blood flowed from the mouth of the Princess of Flame in front of him. After spitting out the blood, she opened her mouth and wanted to say something. However, she held back her words. At this moment, she really wanted to provoke the Dragon King. Once he made a move, the chaotic tiger demon kingdom would not let him off. However, she was afraid that he would really kill her. Dragon King, let's go to another place. Another place. Tiger Lingya said to Wang Xian in a panic. She was really afraid that the Dragon King would have a conflict with her brothers. If that happened, she would not be able to bear the consequences. Okay. Wang Xian nodded slightly and looked at Roving Crab. Inform Prime Minister Turtle and the rest to get ready to annihilate the Flame Immortal Dynasty. He didn't even try to hide his words as he walked straight ahead. All right. Little sister Lingya, bring us to another place to play. Tang Yinxian walked over to ease Tiger Lingya's embarrassment. Okay. Tiger Lingya squeezed out a smile. It's fine. Don't worry. Wang Xian patted the girl's shoulder and said with a smile. Putting aside the fact that the chaotic tiger demon kingdom would not be biased towards their disciples and the divine dynasty of flames, they would definitely not be enemies with the Dragon Palace. Because of such a small matter, it was not worth it. Let's go, said Wang Xian with a smile. All right. Hearing his words, Tiger Spirit Sprout's nervous expression eased a little. She looked at her brother and pouted. Then, she brought Wang Xian and the rest to another place to play. This Dragon King is too arrogant. Seeing Wang Xian and the rest leaving, the group of young men from the chaotic tiger demon kingdom, who were at the back, looked extremely embarrassed. One of the princes walked over to help the crown prince up with a gloomy face. What a dragon palace! What a dragon king! Do they really think they are in their own territory? Bam! A guy from a remote place actually dares to be so arrogant here. Even a strong dragon can't suppress a local snake. You're just a frog at the bottom of a well, and you actually dare to cause trouble in our chaotic tiger demon kingdom. The crown prince's face turned ashen as he slammed the table with his newly grown arm. Someone, go and send, big brother. Is it the dynasty founding celebration now? Or, the young crown prince wanted to send someone, but was stopped by a prince who whispered to him, he dares to lay a hand on me here. That means he has no respect for our chaotic tiger demon kingdom. The crown prince of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom grimaced and clenched his fist tightly. After the celebration, I'll let him know the price of offending me. Big brother Tiger, it's all my fault this time. I've implicated you guys. At this time, Princess Flame walked over and spoke meekly as she wiped the blood from the corner of her mouth. Don't worry, Sister Flame. I'll settle this. The crown prince looked at her with a heartache. He took out an elixir pill and passed it to her. Thank you, Big Brother Tiger. Princess Flame revealed a smile as her eyes sparkled. Dragon King, I'm really sorry. My brother and the rest didn't mean any harm. They must have been seduced by that woman. Tiger Spirit Sprout said apologetically to Wang Xian as she brought him to the next place to play. It's all right. Wang Xian shook his head and didn't take it to heart. Don't feel guilty. Let's just enjoy ourselves. Emperor Star Maiden consoled him. All right, let's go to Tiger Leaping Cliff. Tiger Spirit Sprout nodded her head heavily. Next, Wang Xian, Emperor Star Maiden, and the rest toward the scenery of the chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom. Just like what Tiger Spirit Sprout had said, there were indeed many fun places in the chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom. The group spent more than 10 hours and spent the night in Xinchuan. They only rushed back the next morning. This was because the 20-million-year celebration of the chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom was about to begin. Goodbye, Big Brother Dragon King. Goodbye, sisters. Let's have fun together when we have time. Back in the Demon God Palace, Tiger Spirit Sprout sent Wang Xian and the rest back to their living quarters. She waved her hand and returned to her living quarters. Spirit Sprout is really lively, Tang Yinxian said with a smile. Wang Xian nodded his head. Dragon King, let's get ready to enter. At this time, Prime Minister Turtle walked over and said to Wang Xian, Wang Xian nodded his head. Is the Flame God Dynasty ready? I've sent Roving Demon and the rest to investigate. Once they're done, we can strike. Prime Minister Turtle said. All right. Wang Xian nodded his head and walked straight to the entrance of the Demon God Palace. The 20-million-year celebration of the chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom would be held at the entrance of the Demon God Palace. The venue had already been set up in front of the huge canyon. In front of them, there were many empty spaces. There were many raised positions, but there were no seats. This was the unique feature of the chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom. Those invited could only stand and not have seats. However, with the strength of those invited, it was the same whether they were sitting or standing. Dragon King, this way please. Wang Xian led the group of experts from the Dragon Palace out of the Demon God Palace. The guards led them to the raised open spaces in front of them. The area that rose up was about 5 kilometers in radius. The guards of the Demon God Palace led them to the 4th position on the right. It was a relatively closer position. Wang Xian and the rest flew over and scanned the surroundings. At the entrance, various forces were flying towards the raised platforms. These were all famous forces in the South Star Galaxy. The weakest of them was at least a 4th-rated force. In the middle of the left and right sides, the width of the road was about 5 kilometers. The soldiers of the chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom lined up neatly below and exuded an imposing aura. The entire hall was filled with majestic aura. Chapter 25-23. The chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom is holding a grand celebration this time. They've invited many powerful forces. The chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom has been around for more than 20 million years. With the addition of the powerful sky demons, they are already one of the top 10 forces in our region. It's normal for them to come. Maybe all of them are here except for 2 or 3 forces. In front of the chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom's Demon God Palace, the forces arrived one by one and stood on the 2 platforms on the left and right. They looked around and discussed in low voices. Around them, there were also forces riding on powerful battle pets and flying ships. All of them stood on the platforms. The chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom was one of the top 10 forces in the South Star Galaxy. Most forces would show respect to their invitation. This caused the high platforms to be filled with people. There are already 40 to 50 forces here. None of them are weaker than the Dongli Immortal Celestial Dynasty. Wang Xian looked around and analyzed the strength of the forces in the center of the South Star Galaxy. The center of the South Star Galaxy is similar to where we are. Sects, celestial dynasties, organizations, and many forces here are not weaker than us. Prime Minister Turtle whispered to him. Wang Xian nodded his head slightly. More and more forces arrived on the platforms. Some of them made tables and chairs with energy and sat down. They smiled and chatted as they waited. Those who dared to watch the battle were not weak. They were all 6th Order Immortal King Realm experts. As for those who were weaker than the chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom, they did not dare to let their guard down. Soon, there were 70 to 80 forces standing on the platforms. Wang Xian looked at the time. It was almost noon. Ka. At this moment, the gate of the Demon God Palace opened slowly. The gate was at least 3,000 meters wide. Roars of tigers could be heard coming from the gate. Roar. Inside, 2 4th Order Undying God King blood-winged horses pulled a palanquin out. An old man and a middle-aged man stood on the sedan. The old man had a tiger-headed saber in front of him, while the middle-aged man held a tiger-headed scepter in his hand. The experts of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom have come out. It's the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom's king and imperial preceptor. The two blood-winged horses at the front are Fourth Order Undying God King battle pets. The Chaotic Tiger Beast Empire actually managed to get their hands on two Fourth Order Undying God King battle pets. The doors of the Fey God Palace opened. Undying God King battle pets were pulling the carriage, causing many powers to reveal looks of awe. Walala. Behind the beast-drawn carriages, the generals and experts of the Chaotic Tiger Demonic Kingdom followed closely behind, their bodies emitting powerful auras. They slowly walked forward and finally stopped in front of them. 150 Undying God Kings have appeared. Wang Xian swept his gaze across and mumbled to himself. As soon as he finished speaking, two more roars rang out from behind him. Two old men stood behind the two Undying God King battle pets, overlooking the entire plaza. That's two Sixth Order Immortal King realm experts from the Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire. The Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire seems to have three Sixth Order Immortal King realm experts and two Fourth Order Undying God King battle pets. How did the Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire manage to get their hands on so many powerful battle pets? Some of the people saw the two Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire experts surveying the area, and their hearts skipped a beat. Even some of the people sitting on the high platform were looking at the two figures with solemn expressions. Chirp, chirp, chirp. That was not the end of it. Very quickly, heavenly beasts and demonic birds flew out from the Fey God Palace. Roar, roar, roar. Following that, heavenly beasts and demonic tigers came roaring out. The main purpose of holding the dynasty founding ceremony was to display one's strength and awe the other forces. The powerful demonic bird army and demonic tiger army, each of them was no weaker than an eternal godlord. There are more than 600,000 eternal godlord experts, Prime Minister Turtle said faintly. And Wang Xian nodded. Ha ha ha, it's starting so soon. Apologies, our Monster Slayer sect is a little late. At this moment, a sudden laughter was heard. Following that, several figures flew over on their swords. They flew on their swords, exuding a sharp aura. They did not care what kind of occasion they were in. TSK, TSK, TSK. Lord Hu Luan, your monster kingdom is stronger than before. The leading old man lifted his head and looked at the old man standing on the Fourth Order Undying God King battle pets. He smirked as he spoke. Today is the founding ceremony of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire. Everyone from the Monster Slayer sect, please be quiet. Lord Hu Luan stared at the group of people and said coldly, Haha, apologies, apologies. You invited us here, of course, we have to respect you. But we are a little late. Apologies, haha. The old man laughed loudly and led the 500 to 600 people behind him towards an empty high platform in front of him. The Monster Slayer sect is here. The Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire and the Monster Slayer sect have been enemies for 10 million years. The two forces have always been enemies, and it's a situation where only one side can survive. But the Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire invited the Monster Slayer sect here. Everyone's expression changed when they saw the experts from the Monster Slayer sect arrive. The Monster Slayer sect and the Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire had been enemies for 10 million years. The two forces were about the same, and they fought each other endlessly. Hee. On top of the two Fourth Order Undying God King battle pets, the Lord exchanged glances with another old man. Their eyes were filled with coldness. We welcome everyone to our Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire's founding ceremony for 20 million years. From now on, everyone can just wait and see. The Lord of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire stood on his beast carriage and glared at the people from the Monster Slayer sect. Jiang, children of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire, show everyone our strength. He waved his arm and raised the tiger head saber in front of him. Yes, Tiger King. Huh. All the soldiers of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire shouted and began to practice their formation. Show off your muscles. The celebration of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire was much more violent. Let's see how they play like monkeys. Over at the Monster Slayer sect, the experts from the Monster Slayer sect grinned and looked down. All the forces were watching. Big brother, the forces from the Dragon Palace are over there. At this time, at the front, behind the beast carriage, the core experts and disciples of the chaotic tiger demon empire stood there. On the right, a prince whispered to the crown prince beside him. Humph. The crown prince looked over and his eyes turned dark. Then, he looked at the tiger spirit sprout. The tiger spirit sprout felt his gaze and shrunk back in fear. Chapter 25-24. Father, those people on the platform are from the Dragon Palace. That young man is the Dragon King. At this time, Princess Lian spotted a familiar figure on a platform at the back and whispered to the middle-aged man beside her. Huh, Dragon Palace. The middle-aged man was taken aback and looked embarrassed. He followed his daughter's gaze, and his expression changed. The middle-aged man walked to the side and whispered to an old man who was holding a flame pearl in his hand. The old man looked at the platform of the Dragon Palace with his eyes flickering. He was a little embarrassed. The Dragon King said he wants to annihilate us. The old man waved at Princess Lian and asked in a deep voice, It's my great-grandfather. He said it yesterday afternoon. He even injured me. Princess Lian said with a pale face, How are you and the crown prince of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom? The old man asked with a gloomy face. Great-grandfather, he treats me well. There shouldn't be a problem. Princess Lian bit her lips and said, All right, listen to my arrangements later. The old man said. Princess Lian nodded her head in resignation. Dragon King, I sense some gazes. That group of people should be experts from the fiery dynasty. On the platform where Wang Xian and the rest were, Ao Xie transmitted his voice to him. Yeah, I sensed it. Wang Xian nodded. They were not familiar with the people from the fiery dynasty. He did not realize they were from the fiery dynasty just now. However, the Dragon Palace did not have to worry about the fiery dynasty anymore. There were 30 to 45th Order Immortal King experts in the Dragon Palace, while the fiery dynasty only had 3. Crushing. Everyone from the Monster Slayer sect. How are the men from our chaotic tiger demon kingdom? After 10 minutes of practice, the soldiers from the chaotic tiger demon kingdom stopped. The ruler, who was standing at the front, asked the Monster Slayer sect with a smile. Ha ha ha, you want us to evaluate? They should taste good. An expert from the Monster Slayer sect was taken aback when he heard the Monster Slayer sect's ruler. Huh, why did the ruler ask the Monster Slayer sect? They are already fighting to the death. Asking them is just asking for humiliation. The strength of the chaotic tiger monstrous empire is very powerful. They are much more powerful than before. However, they are still too straightforward. Asking the monstrous beheading sect is clearly asking for humiliation. When the people from the surrounding forces saw this scene, they discussed in low voices in doubt. Courting death. Monster Slayer sect, do you want to die? I'll tear you to pieces. Some irascible heavenly demons couldn't help but roar at them. This caused the entire ceremony to become slightly restless. Ha ha ha. You are still so hot-tempered and idiotic. When the Monster Slayer sect master heard the roars, he revealed an even prouder smile and mocked them. Silence. The Tiger Luan country lord roared, his voice resounding in the ears of every heavenly demon. The enraged heavenly demons immediately stopped. However, they continued to stare at the demon-slaying sect with bloodthirsty eyes. Monster Slayer sect, this is our chaotic tiger demon kingdom's 20 million year founding ceremony. The heavenly demon imperial preceptor looked at the demon-slaying sect and said coldly, Haha, good good. Although we've been enemies for thousands of years, I'll give you face today. The expert leading the Monster Slayer sect laughed heartily. Everyone, please don't panic and continue to watch the show. The Tiger Luan country lord swept his gaze across them and looked at the surrounding forces as he spoke calmly. Let's begin, Tiger Luan country lord. We can't wait to watch the monkey show. As soon as the Tiger Luan country lord finished speaking, a young man from the Monster Slayer sect smirked and spoke proudly. The rest of the forces didn't dare to speak when they saw the two forces fighting. They just watched quietly. In their opinion, inviting the Monster Slayer sect today was the Tiger Luan country's biggest mistake. The Tiger Luan country was too reckless and naive. Hee, fight. The Tiger Luan country lord laughed sinisterly. He raised the tiger-headed broadsword in his hand and roared with murderous intent. Fight. The heavenly demon imperial tutor also raised the divine staff in his hand and shouted, Buzz, buzz. Just as everyone was feeling puzzled, confinement circles suddenly appeared on the mountains surrounding the Monster Slayer sect. The confinement circles enveloped all of them. Tiger Luan country, are you looking for death? The sudden appearance of the confinement circles shocked everyone from the Monster Slayer sect. The old man leading the group stood up immediately and unleashed a violent aura. The tyrannical aura surged in all directions. The surrounding forces were shocked when they saw this. What is the Tiger Luan country trying to do? Even some of the stronger forces were shocked when they saw this. Ha ha ha, don't worry, everyone. Watch the show. Our Tiger Luan country and the Monster Slayer sect have been fighting for millions of years. During the celebration of our Tiger Luan country's 20-million-year founding, we will declare war on the Monster Slayer sect. Destroy the Monster Slayer sect. The Tiger Luan country lord raised the tiger-headed broadsword in his hand and announced proudly, Boom! As soon as the Tiger Luan country lord finished speaking, a terrifying demonic aura surged into the sky. From the depths of the demon god palace, a totem of the tiger god soared into the sky. Roar! 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 An old man stood at the mouth of the totem of the tiger god. Everyone only saw a flash, and the figure of an old man appeared in the center. The old man's eyes shone brightly, and he had a long fox tail. His arms had turned into tiger paws. He stared coldly at the people from the Monster Slayer sect. Today is the Tiger Luan country celebration. We will kill the experts from the Monster Slayer sect to help our country prosper. The old man shouted softly, as if he was announcing to all the forces present. At this moment, everyone who was sitting on the high platform suddenly stood up, their faces filled with shock as they stared at the old man in the totem of the tiger god. It's the old Imperial Preceptor. He suddenly broke through to the 7th Order Immortal King realm. Hiss! The old Imperial Preceptor of the Tiger Luan country actually broke through. Exclamations of shock could be heard, and the experts from the various forces widened their eyes in shock. Shit! At this time, the few hundred people from the Monster Slayer sect were shocked, and their eyes narrowed. Old man, 7th Order Immortal King realm. How is this possible? How did you break through so quickly? The only old man from the Monster Slayer sect who was not trapped by the restrictive circle shouted in disbelief. The Monster Slayer sect and the Tiger Luan country had fought for millions of years, and they both had 3 6th Order Immortal King realm experts. However, the old Imperial Preceptor suddenly broke through. The balance had been broken. Die. The old Imperial Preceptor's face was filled with killing intent, and with a wave of his hand, a totem of the tiger god formed behind him. The totem of the tiger god was shrouded in laws, and he attacked the people from the Monster Slayer sect. No. Among the few hundred experts from the Monster Slayer sect, there were 20 to 30 Immortal King realm experts, but they were all trapped by the restrictive circle and could not escape. The 6th Order Immortal King realm expert from the Monster Slayer sect could only dodge the terrifying attack. No, his body trembled, and he teleported 10,000 meters away, and he roared in grief and indignation. Chapter 25-25. Boom, boom, boom. In front of the Demon God Palace, the terrifying Tiger God Totem landed on the stage where the Demon Slayer sect was located. The leading Monster Slayer sect expert dodged to the side with a mournful expression. As for the others, they weren't able to dodge this attack. A few hundred experts and 20 to 30 Undying God Kings were unable to escape from the confinement. No, no, no. Cries of agony rang through the air. When the Tiger God Totem landed, none of the few hundred experts managed to escape. The terrifying attack caused them to let out cries of agony as they fell to the ground, lifeless. Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire. My Demon Slayer sect will not coexist with you. An angry roar came from the Demon Slayer sect expert who dodged the attack. His eyes were bloodshot as he stared at the corpses of his sect's experts. Ha ha ha, useless roar. Our two forces have been fighting for millions of years. This situation will end soon. Go back and tell your old ancestor to prepare to see your sect destroyed. The old Imperial Preceptor looked at the experts from the Demon Slayer sect and laughed mockingly. When he broke through to the Seventh Order Undying God King realm, the balance was broken. In the future, under his slaughter, the entire Demon Slayer sect would become stray dogs. He laughed heartily, his eyes filled with excitement. After millions of years of fighting, many disciples of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire died in the hands of the other party. This situation was resolved very quickly. Who? The old man from the Demon Slayer sect who was floating in the air trembled. He gritted his teeth and disappeared. Congratulations, old ancestor, for breaking through to the Seventh Order Undying God King realm. When the people from the Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire saw this scene, their faces lit up with excitement. They had not received any news of the old Imperial Preceptor's breakthrough. Today, during the ceremony of establishing their empire, the old Imperial Preceptor had killed a group of experts from the Demon Slayer sect. This was the greatest fortune of their Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire. Congratulations, old ancestor, for breaking through to the Demon Slayer sect. The experts and disciples of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom all knelt down with excited expressions and roared loudly. Their faces were filled with excitement. In the entire Southwest Galaxy, a Seventh Order Undying God King realm expert was already at the top. The old Imperial Tutor had broken through to the Seventh Order Undying God King realm, leading the Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire to become one of the strongest forces in the South Star Galaxy. Congratulations to the Chaotic Tiger Kingdom's old Imperial Advisor for breaking through. The eyes of the other forces were still filled with shock. They hurriedly stood up and cupped their fists in celebration. The birth of a Seventh Order Undying God King was enough to change the entire situation. Ha ha ha, today, let's celebrate the founding of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom for 20 million years. Let's celebrate the old Imperial Advisor. The king of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom raised his tiger-headed broadsword with a face full of excitement. Congratulations to the old State Preceptor. All the soldiers of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom roared. Congratulations to the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom. The Netherworld Manor has sent their gifts. Congratulations to the Chaotic Tiger Demonic Kingdom. The Jianhua Corporation has sent a congratulatory gift. Congratulations to the Chaotic Tiger Beast Kingdom. The Thousand Blade Immortal Dynasty has sent a gift. After the congratulatory voices ended, the various forces on the surrounding high platforms presented their congratulatory gifts. Haha. Thank you, everyone. The Tiger Luan country's ruler looked at the respectful expressions on the faces of the various forces, and a carefree expression appeared on his face. With the old Imperial Preceptor's advancement to the Seventh Order Undying God King realm, the Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire would rise above all the forces here. These forces would have to bow their heads in front of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom. This old State Preceptor of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom has actually broken through. The Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom will be ranked in the top 5 in our region. In the Flaming Divine Dynasty's camp, the Flaming Divine Emperor's eyes sparkled when he saw this sudden change. Little Flame, are you sure that the current Crown Prince of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom likes you? The Lion Divine Emperor looked at the Princess of Flame beside him and spoke with a sharp glint in his eyes. Old ancestor, I'm 90% sure. The Flame Princess nodded confidently. Very well. I will betroth you to the current Crown Prince of the Chaotic Tiger Demonic Kingdom. Once he agrees, we will be able to establish a relationship with the Chaotic Tiger Demonic Kingdom in front of all the forces. This will be of great benefit to the fiery Immortal Dynasty. The Inferno Divine Emperor's eyes shone with a blazing luster. He did not expect the Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire to have an expert who had broken through to the Seventh Order Immortal God King realm. Once they relied on the Tiger Chaos Demon Kingdom, why would the fiery divine dynasty be afraid of the Dragon Palace? Why should he be afraid of the Dragon King? At that time, their status in the South Star Galaxy would also increase greatly. All right. The Flame Princess nodded and looked in the direction of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom's disciples. Let's go. Let's present our gift. With a smile on his face, the fiery divine emperor moved and led the group of people to fly forward. Congratulations to the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom. The fiery immortal dynasty has sent their gift. The flaming divine emperor cupped his fists respectfully and bowed to the ruler of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom. Behind him, the group of people from the fiery divine dynasty held their gifts in their hands. Many thanks. The ruler of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom nodded. Ruler of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom, our fiery immortal dynasty has a special gift. The flaming divine emperor's lips curved into a smile. The group of people did not leave. Oh? The ruler of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom raised an eyebrow and looked at them with a smile. This old man has a great-granddaughter who is talented and has some fame in the South Star Galaxy. I heard that my daughter is in love with the current crown prince of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom. Today, my fiery immortal dynasty will betroth my daughter to the crown prince of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom. The flaming divine emperor raised his hand and bowed to the flame princess. Huh. The ruler of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom raised an eyebrow and looked over. Great-grandfather, I have been longing for the flame princess for a long time. Please grant our wish. When the crown prince of the Tiger Chaos Demon Kingdom saw this, his face lit up with excitement. He hurriedly walked out and shouted, Great-grandfather, the flame princess is talented and famous in the South Star Galaxy. She will be a perfect match for my eldest brother. The princes at the side raised their fists at the young crown prince and said with a smile, Hee, that's good too. Even better. When the ruler of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom saw his disciples coming over to request, he was already in a good mood. He waved his hand and said plainly, Thank you, Grandpa. The young crown prince's face lit up with excitement as he glanced at the flame princess. Brother Tiger. The flame princess also called out softly, It's our honor to marry the daughter of the fiery immortal dynasty, Crown Prince. The flaming divine emperor said to the young crown prince excitedly with a fawning look on his face. It's my honor. It's my honor. The young crown prince also nodded excitedly. Haha. On the stage, the ruler of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom and the experts of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom smiled when they saw this. Today, the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom was even happier. Great-grandfather, I have a presumptuous request. I hope you can agree to it. Suddenly, the crown prince looked at the ruler of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom and said respectfully, Speak. The ruler of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom said happily, Great-grandfather, please destroy the Dragon Palace. Chapter 25-26. Great-grandfather, please destroy the Dragon Palace. The Dragon Palace, a remote force in the South Star Galaxy, is brutal and tyrannical. Not only did they destroy the ally of the Blaze Divine Dynasty, but they also want to destroy the Blaze Divine Dynasty now. Yesterday, I ran into the Dragon Palace's Dragon King with a group of brothers. He cut off one of my arms and severely injured Princess Lai Yen. He attacked us in the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom and did not put us in his eyes. A force with only 4 to 5 fifth-order Immortal God King Realm experts dares to act so arrogantly in our territory. I beg grandfather to destroy the Dragon Palace. The Crown Prince of the Tiger Luan Demon Kingdom said coldly to the King of the Tiger Luan country, Great-grandfather, they're right there. In the end, he pointed at the platform where the Dragon Palace was located. If the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom was still the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom of the past, he would never dare to ask the Grand Ancestor to destroy a force, even if it was a force from a remote place. But things were different now. With the birth of a 7th-order God King Realm Immortal King Realm expert, their Chaotic Tiger Demonic Empire had become one of the peak powers in this region. Dealing with a force that only had 4 to 5 fifth-order Immortal King realm experts was a piece of cake. In addition, the old ancestor and the others were in a good mood, so he dared to bring it up. His words caused the Princess of Flames and the Emperor of Flames to be extremely excited. They looked ferociously at the high platform of the Dragon Palace, and their faces were filled with awe and excitement. What's going on? Which force dares to injure a disciple of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom here? Dragon Palace? What kind of force is this? Why haven't I heard of it before? It should be a small force in a remote place. This force is probably going to be unlucky. The Raging Flames Divine Dynasty has finally found a backer. Now, even their opponent, the chaotic tiger demon kingdom, might help them get rid of it. When the surrounding forces saw this, their faces were filled with astonishment. They looked at the people of the fiery divine dynasty enviously. Since the chaotic tiger monstrous kingdom dared to kill the experts of the monster-slaying sect, it would be a piece of cake for them to destroy a small faction. However, as soon as he said this, country ruler Luan's face changed. Every word he said made country ruler Luan's face darken. The sky demon Imperial Preceptor frowned and looked at the crown prince of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom with a cold expression. Seeing her elder brother make such a request, Tiger Lingya's expression changed. Her expression stiffened as she looked at the high platform of the Dragon Palace. Dragon King. At this moment, the group of experts from Dragon Palace heard the words of the crown prince of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom. Their faces turned cold and they gathered behind Wang Xian, exuding a murderous aura. Country Lord Hu Luan, nearly a year ago, the Raging Flames Divine Dynasty wanted to kill me. I must destroy them. Wang Xian looked at the king of Tiger Luan and spoke without any expression. Preposterous. How dare you be so arrogant here? Dragon King, you. Shut up. The crown prince of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom immediately looked in Wang Xian's direction, pointed at him, and bellowed. But before he could finish his words, an ice-cold voice exploded in his mind. His expression changed drastically. He tasted something sweet in his mouth, and a stream of blood slowly flowed out. His eyes widened, and his face was filled with shock. I'm sorry, Dragon King. We really didn't know that the Flame Immortal Celestial Dynasty had a feud with your Dragon Palace. Although we haven't known each other for long, we are still friends. The matter between the current crown prince of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom and the princess of the Raging Flames Divine Dynasty, let it go. Also, if the Dragon King needs anything, you can tell us directly to avoid any misunderstandings. The king of Tiger Luan looked at Wang Xian, cupped his fist, and said apologetically. He had not expected such a thing to happen today. He had not expected his own disciple to be so reckless. Even if they did not know much about the Dragon Palace, they knew that it was not a small force with 4 or 5 fifth-order Immortal King realm experts. Just based on what they knew, there were 2 of them. This strength was similar to the chaotic tiger demon kingdom in the past. Even if the Dragon Palace had nothing to do with them, they would not offend them, let alone destroy them. Now that the war with the Demon Slayer sect was about to begin, it would be unwise to offend other powerful forces. The words of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom shocked the surrounding forces. Everyone from the Raging Flames Divine Dynasty was stunned by the words of the king of Tiger Luan. They opened their mouths slightly and looked on in astonishment. The chaotic tiger demon kingdom was acquainted with the Dragon Palace, and from the looks of it, the chaotic tiger demon kingdom valued the Dragon Palace very much. The chaotic tiger demon kingdom and the Dragon Palace are friends. Those who bewitch our disciples should be executed. At this time, the sword general beside the king of Tiger Luan had a cold expression on his face. A sharp sword was unsheathed and slashed at the Princess of Flame. Shit. The Inferno Divine Emperor was horrified and hurriedly retreated. No, no. Old ancestor, father, save me. The Princess of Flame screamed in horror as she felt the sword radiance of death. Wang. The Flame Divine Emperor and the rest dodged to the side, but the Princess of Flame and some of the weaker ones were not so lucky. The sword radiance swept across and turned them into ashes. Everyone was shocked when they saw the Tiger Demon Kingdom's general making a move. Thank you, Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom, for giving us face. We will settle the matters of the Raging Flames Divine Dynasty ourselves. Wang Xian smiled when he saw the sword general making his stand. He waved his arm, and the 5 elements grindstone shrouded the Emperor of Flame and the rest. Wang. Rays of light intersected and landed on the Emperor of Flame and the rest, shocking them. They could sense that these crisscrossing rays of light were actually capable of tearing apart this space. Run! The Flame Divine Emperor was furious when he saw this. They had thought that they could cozy up to the Tiger Demon Kingdom, but they did not expect that the Tiger Demon Kingdom was in cahoots with the Dragon Palace. Now that the other party was attacking them, they were finished. All they could think of now was to escape. All they could think of was to stay alive. Ka. Shit, what's going on? However, when they wanted to return to their own divine kingdoms, they could not sense the existence of their divine kingdoms. The rays of light seemed to be able to tear the space apart, and they could not sense their eternal divine kingdoms at all. Withdraw. Wang Xian let out a soft roar. The 5 elements grindstone immediately released several powerful arrays. Within the 5 elements grindstone, there were 5 doppelgangers controlling it, and each doppelganger had the combat strength of a level 5 Eternal Godlord. They set up the array to deal with the Raging Flames Divine Dynasty, and there was only one level 5 Immortal King among them. It was a piece of cake. No. The Flame Divine Emperor screamed in horror when he felt the terrifying suction force coming from within. This means this terrifying divine weapon. When the surrounding forces saw this scene, their pupils shrank slightly. Chapter 25-27. What kind of weapon is that, to be able to suppress a 5th-order Immortal God King Realm expert, so powerful? That Dragon Palace's Dragon King is not simple. That divine weapon is terrifying. It's definitely from a great inheritance. Suppressing a 5th-order Immortal God King Realm expert so easily, this strength. All the experts around the Demon God Palace narrowed their eyes when they saw this scene. They stared at the divine weapon hovering in the air with excitement and shock. That Dragon King's strength should be at the 5th-order Immortal God King realm, but that treasure is too terrifying. A 6th-order Immortal God King realm old man murmured. What a powerful divine weapon! The Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom ruler, Imperial Preceptor, and the rest of the experts narrowed their eyes when they saw this. They looked at each other and heaved a sigh of relief. When they went to the Dragon Palace to purchase battle pets, they had investigated the Dragon Palace and found out that there was a strange and terrifying array that could prevent immortal God Kings from escaping back to their God Kingdom. This array had the same effect as the imprisonment ring. They were extremely shocked by this. Earlier, in order to kill the experts of the Demon Slayer sect, they'd used the confinement rings that they'd purchased at a great price. They didn't even manage to buy an imprisonment ring that could imprison a 6th-order Immortal God King. It was too rare, too expensive. The weapon that the Dragon King was using had such an effect. It was terrifying. No. At this moment, the current Crown Prince, who was standing in the middle, saw this scene and shook his head, his face pale. Fear was written all over his face. Just now, the woman he liked wanted to marry him. The Demon Kingdom grew stronger, and his status rose. But now, the woman he liked was killed by an expert from the Demon Kingdom. The Raging Flames God Dynasty's expert was suppressed in an instant. He raised his head in confusion, looking at his great-grandfather. The current Crown Prince's temperament is too weak, and he was bewitched by others. His position as Crown Prince will be abolished, and he will be imprisoned for 5,000 years. Unless he reaches the Immortal God King realm, he will not be allowed out early. The Sky Monster Imperial Preceptor swept a glance at him and said coldly, "Yes." 2 soldiers walked over and looked at the Crown Prince with pity and suppressed him. The current Crown Prince of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom was not a noble, and anyone below the God King realm could be abandoned. The Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom had at least 800,000 descendants, if not 1,000,000. They would not offend a powerful force just to get a disciple. When the princes of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom saw this, their bodies trembled. They looked at the high platform where the dragon palace was located with eyes full of awe. As expected, the Dragon King and the others are very strong. How could our tiger chaos demon kingdom become enemies with them just because of him? Tiger Lingya heaved a sigh of relief. He looked at his imprisoned brother and smiled. Ha ha, good move, Dragon King. The king of Tiger Luan country laughed heartily as he spoke to Wang Xian. Hee hee. Wang Xian smiled and waved at Prime Minister Turtle. Congratulations to the Tiger Chaos Demonic Empire for establishing the empire for 20 million years. Congratulations to the old state preceptor for breaking through. Prime Minister Turtle led a group of experts from the Dragon Palace and flew over as he spoke to Tiger Luan. Haha, thank you, Dragon King. Seeing the Dragon Palace giving him face, the Tiger Luan Country King laughed heartily and cupped his fists at Wang Xian. The Sky Demon Grand Tutor also smiled. The strength of this Dragon Palace isn't weak. It's at least at the peak of third-rated. If they don't have a 6th-level Immortal King, they should be at the peak of third-rated. However, they seem to be on good terms with the Tiger Chaos Demon Kingdom. Now that the Tiger Chaos Demon Kingdom and the Demon Slayer sect are about to go to war, the Tiger Chaos Demon Kingdom needs a few allies. As everyone knows, the Tiger Chaos Demon Kingdom has fewer friends. Some of the surrounding forces discussed in hushed voices. The Tiger Chaos Demon Kingdom was giving Wang Xian face. Naturally, Wang Xian was giving face to the Tiger Chaos Demon Kingdom as well. Face was a mutual thing. Following that, there were no changes during the ceremony. One by one, the forces presented their gifts. An hour later, the Tiger Chaos Demon Kingdom served food, and a simple exchange ended. The entire ceremony lasted for 2 hours. In 2 hours, the Tiger Chaos Demon Kingdom had shown everything they wanted to do. Dragon King, please forgive us for today's accident. After the ceremony ended, the Grand Tutor came to the palace where Wang Xian resided and spoke to him with a smile. Haha, Grand Tutor, I'm not that petty. Wang Xian smiled and replied nonchalantly. Dragon King, we've been busy for the past few days. We are about to attack the Demon Slayer sect. Please forgive us for not being able to receive you. The Sky Demon Grand Tutor said. It's all right. We still have things to settle. Wang Xian shook his head. Dragon King, we have another request. Of course, we would like to purchase a treasure from the Dragon King. The Sky Demon Grand Tutor looked at Wang Xian and spoke with anticipation. Oh, what do you want to purchase? Wang Xian asked him doubtfully. Dragon King, we learned from your starry sky that the Dragon Palace has an array that can trap Undying God King experts. We know that this item is expensive, but we are willing to pay a high price for it. The Sky Demon Grand Tutor looked at him, hesitated for a moment, and continued. Of course, we also know that this treasure is incomparably precious. Even if you don't want to sell it to us, you won't hurt our feelings. I can sell it to you. Wang Xian pondered for a moment before speaking. Now, Wang Xian not only had the Black Hole Disruption Array that could trap enemies, but the Sky Array God Emperor had also researched another one during this period. This research was also due to the fact that he was in a soul state. The newly researched array was called Space Lock. Not only could it prevent one from sensing the God Nation, but it could also restrict one's movement. The Space Lock array was much stronger than the Black Hole Disruption Array. With Space Lock, Wang Xian could basically give up on the Black Hole Disruption Array in the future. However, Wang Xian knew how powerful and terrifying this array was, and he did not want too many people to obtain it. I can give you 5 array compasses, each covering an area of 100 million kilometers. They can trap 5th-order Undying God Kings. As for rewards, I want the corpses of the enemies. As long as the corpses are there, you can take their treasures. Take note, this array can be easily broken by a 6th-order Undying God King expert. Wang Xian hesitated for a moment, looked at the items in the nest, and passed them to him. All right, 5 is enough. The Sky Demon Grand Tutor revealed an excited look. Once they obtained this terrifying array, they would be able to kill hundreds of times more enemies. Thank you, Dragon King. We, the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom, will definitely befriend you. If you need anything in the future, you can look for us directly. We will definitely not reject you. The Sky Demon Grand Tutor cupped his fists towards Wang Xian and said solemnly, "All right." Wang Xian smiled and shook hands. This could be considered a complete friendship between the two forces. Then I shall not disturb Dragon King any further. We will be sending out our troops soon. After the Sky Demon Grand Tutor finished speaking, he immediately walked towards the core palace of the Demon God Palace. The war between the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom and the Demon Slayer sect had begun, and he wanted to participate personally. Chapter 25-28. Brother, Grandpa, Old Ruler, we've obtained the array. 5. The Dragon King gave us 5. It can trap a 5th Order Immortal King at most, and cover a radius of over 100 million kilometers. Within the core palace of the Demon God Palace, a group of undying God Kings gathered. Sky Monster Imperial Tutor walked in with excitement. 5. Great, this time. We'll make the Monster Slayer sect pay a heavy price for what they've done to us for the past tens of millions of years. On the main seat, the old king immediately stood up with a face full of excitement. A berserk, baleful aura surged from his body as he roared coldly. What's the Dragon King's condition? Old Imperial Tutor suppressed his excitement and asked, Grandpa, the Dragon King only wants the corpses of the enemies we've killed. Nothing else. Imperial Tutor said with a smile. Oh, although the corpses of experts are a good material, the price is too low. Looks like we, the Chaotic Tiger Demon Country, owe them a favor. Old Imperial Tutor said with a smile. Looks like befriending the Dragon Palace is a wise choice. At least the Dragon King is generous. The Chaotic Tiger Demon Country ruler said with a smile. Let's put everything aside and prepare for battle. This time, the Monster Slayer sect massacred our people from 2 planets. Today, we'll make them pay with their blood. The old state preceptor slowly stood up and roared with a baleful expression. Blood for blood. The rest roared. Dragon King, the Chaotic Tiger Demon Country has started. This is the history of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Country. Within a palace in the Demon God Palace, Wang Xian and Prime Minister Turtle stood on the 2nd floor, looking at the murderous army outside. This Monster Slayer sect deserves to die. The Chaotic Tiger Demon Country grew to its current state under their suppression. Wang Xian looked at some information about the Chaotic Tiger Demon Country. In the South Star system, sky demons were relatively weaker. Many of them were captured as mounts. With the Monster Slayer sect as the leader, they hunted down sky demons and sold them. The Chaotic Tiger Demon Country built by the Sky Demons gradually grew and went against the Monster Slayer sect. This fight lasted for tens of millions of years. The Monster Slayer sect is going to pay a heavy price this time. The Chaotic Tiger Demon Country is also considered a major force. The upcoming war will probably affect many planets. Prime Minister Turtle said, This matter is not something that we can handle. Wang Xian said, Let's go. Anning has already discussed with some forces of Xinghua Planet. The concert will begin in 2 days. Let's go to Xinghua Planet. At this moment, the Emperor's Star Maiden's voice came from behind. Oh, are you ready? Let's go. Wang Xian raised his eyebrows and said with a smile, Let's go. We need to test out the venue and familiarize ourselves with it. The Emperor's Star Maiden urged. Got it. Wang Xian nodded his head and gestured to Prime Minister Turtle. The group walked out of the palace. After Wang Xian sent a message to the Sky Demon Grandmaster, he flew directly to the teleportation device. Even a small concert has millions of people. I will probably be a little nervous when I go on stage. Sister Xian, it's not that I want to say this, but if you become a singer, I'll be ranked behind you in the future. With your strength and sound waves, you can totally immerse people in the environment. It's still too early for me to reach that level. But this time, with the accompaniment of Sister Inchuan's Dolphin Sisters, this concert will be perfect. The 2 girls chatted excitedly on the side. This was the first time Tang Inxian was performing on stage in front of so many people. As for the Emperor's Star Maiden, she was excited because there would be a group of Undying God King and Grandmaster level accompaniment for her. Wang Xian looked over and smiled. Through the teleportation device, The group was directly sent to Xinghua Planet. Xinghua Planet, one of the 5 major commercial planets. The 5 major commercial planets of the Southern Star System were each controlled by a powerful force. Xinghua Planet was jointly controlled by 3 forces. They were the Jianhua Group, the Black Forest Group, and the 3 Seas Sect. 2 major groups and 1 major sect. These 3 forces were comparable to the chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom in the past. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been able to control a commercial planet. As for the other 4 commercial planets, they were controlled by the top forces of the Southern Star System. These 4 forces had 7th Order Undying God King experts guarding them for a long time. Let's wait here. Someone will be coming to pick us up soon. The Emperor's Star Maiden looked at the AI and said to Wang Xian and the rest. Anning had already come here in advance to settle things. All their matters were being arranged. The Emperor's Star Maiden was one of the top female stars in the Imperial Star Domain. If she held a concert here, all forces would welcome her warmly. Not only could they sell the tickets for a large number of divine stones, but they could also earn a hefty profit from some advertisements. Swish, swish, swish. Before long, a fleet of sky-blue luxurious cars drove over. The cars stopped neatly beside Wang Xian and the rest. Aunt Ing walked out of a car and walked towards the Emperor's Star Maiden. Is this the Star Goddess in disguise? As Anning walked over, a group of young men and women also came out of the other cars. They followed and looked at the Emperor's Star Maiden as they asked hesitantly, The Emperor's Star Maiden nodded her head coldly. Wow, Star Goddess, can I have your autograph? A girl couldn't help but exclaim. All right, Missy, let's go. Let's take a break first before looking at the venue. Aunt Ing gestured to the girl to keep her things as she spoke to the Emperor's Star Maiden. The Emperor's Star Maiden nodded her head slowly and walked towards the cars in front. Wang Xian and the rest chuckled as they followed behind. This superstar was quite cool. TSK, I've already taken out my things, but she didn't even give me an autograph. Seeing that the Emperor's Star Maiden was ignoring her, the girl was slightly displeased. Isn't that right? She's completely disguised and no one can tell that she's the Star Goddess. I still want to take a closer look at her. A young man beside her shook his head. Don't have any other thoughts? Putting aside the fact that she might have a powerful background, just her influence alone isn't something we can handle. A young man reminded the people beside him, afraid that they might do something overboard. Brother Song, of course we know that. The group of young men and women nodded their heads. Although they were the supreme talents of this generation from the 3 major forces, their status was still incomparable to the Emperor's Star Maiden. Perhaps with the rallying power of the Emperor's Star Maiden, some young disciples from the central region of the Imperial Star Domain would lead experts to annihilate them. They still knew how to act appropriately. Let's go. Although we can't get close to her, at least we can admire the Emperor's Star Maiden's beauty from the first row, a young man said with a smile. Chapter 25-29. Not bad, Star Goddess. Very cool. In a luxury car on Xinghua Planet, Wang Xian teased the Emperor's Star Princess. The Emperor's Star Princess rolled her eyes at him and ignored him. Sister Star Princess is at least a famous star in the Imperial Star Sector. What do you mean by cool? Tang Yinxian also rolled her eyes and defended the Emperor's Star Princess. Hee. Wang Xian laughed. For a top star like the Emperor's Star Princess, she had fans all over the Imperial Star Sector. Her fans numbered in the trillions. Naturally, she could ignore those fans. It was not that she was arrogant, but as the party who set up the venue, there should be such rules. The luxury car sped towards the city center of Xinghua Planet and entered a villa. Miss, the other party has prepared a banquet. Let's just go through the motions and take a look at the venue. Anting whispered as the car door opened. All right. The Emperor's Star Princess nodded, and the group walked into the villa. Welcome, Star Goddess. It's our honor that you chose our Xinghua Planet to hold your concert. When they entered, a group of people immediately came to welcome them. The group consisted of middle-aged men and women, with 2 old men among them. They were dressed in black and blue. They should be the 2 forces that controlled Xinghua Planet, the Black Forest Group and the 3 Seas Sect. Everyone, happy working with you. The Emperor's Star Princess smiled politely and returned to her original smile. Happy working with you. Come, Star Goddess. You must be tired from the journey. Let's prepare the most popular delicacies of Xinghua planet. When the group saw the Emperor's Star Princess returning to her original appearance, they were enlightened. Many of the middle-aged men also had a burning desire in their eyes. With a perfect face and body, coupled with the aura of a top star, she was a goddess that could topple countries and cities. So beautiful. The group of young men and women followed behind and entered. When they saw the Emperor's Star Princess's face, they were mesmerized. Wang Xian twitched his mouth. The Emperor's Star Princess's face was similar to Yinchuan's. It was just that she had the halo of a star. Wang Xian was very satisfied with the delicacies. After the meal, the Emperor's Star Princess took a group photo with the group and looked at the venue. The venue was located in a stadium on Xinghua planet. It could accommodate millions of people at the same time. The group of them took a quick look and then returned to the villa where they lived. Wang Xian got bored. Yin asked the Emperor's Star Princess some questions about the stage. He turned on his brain and checked all kinds of information. The next day, a piece of news shook the entire South Star system. The everlasting Tiger Kingdom and the Monster Slayer sect erupted into a great battle that could destroy stars. In merely 10 hours, the immortal Tiger Kingdom had destroyed 3 life planets of the Monster Slayer sect. The planet exploded, and billions of people died. Under the leadership of the 7th Order Immortal King Realm Imperial Tutor, the chaotic Tiger Beast Empire slaughtered over 100 undying god kings from the monster-slaying sect. Now, the Monster Slayer sect was being defeated again and again. This is war. Wang Xian looked on impassively. This was how cruel the war between 2 superpowers was. In a war, there are innocent people, but in a war, there are no innocent people. Looks like the chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom is going to win this battle. Wang Xian mumbled to himself. Hurry, Wang Xian, let's go. In the evening, a voice came from outside. Wang Xian smiled and walked out of the room. The concert is going to start in half an hour. We have to hurry. The Emperor's Star Maiden urged him. All right, let's go. Wang Xian nodded and looked at Yin. Wow, wifey, you're so beautiful tonight. She was wearing a sky blue dress with a pink dolphin embroidered on it, making her look noble and beautiful. He couldn't help but walk over and give her a hug. All right, the Star Maiden is still watching. Let's hurry. Tang Yinxian struggled out of his embrace shyly. Dog food. Tang Yinxian pouted and mumbled. The group immediately rushed to the location of the concert. They arrived at the back of the stage 5 minutes earlier. When Wang Xian and the rest arrived, there were already many people waiting backstage. Star Goddess, the concert is going to start in 5 minutes. A middle-aged man walked over and said to the Emperor's Star Maiden, So beautiful. She's even more beautiful than yesterday. It would be great if I could gain the admiration of the Star Goddess. You? Don't even think about it. The group of young men looked at the Emperor's Star Maiden and whispered, look at the girl beside the Star Goddess. She's also very beautiful. SSS, it's true. I didn't notice her just now. She's not inferior to the Star Goddess at all. Not only her, look at the 5 girls behind her with their instruments. They're also very beautiful. Discussions broke out. Not only the young men, but some middle-aged men and girls would also glance at them from time to time. Everyone has a love for beauty. Wang Xian smiled and watched from the side. It's about to start. I'll go up first. Sister Yin, wait here for now. Soon, the concert began. The Emperor's Star Maiden walked up the stage. The millions of people in front immediately cheered. Yin, don't be nervous. Let me say that your singing is much better than the Star Maiden. Moreover, you're prettier than her. Wang Xian walked to Tang Yin and said to her, You're bad-mouthing the Star Maiden the moment she left. Tang Yin rolled her eyes and said with a smile, Hee, I'm just speaking the truth. Wang Xian said with a smile, All right, let's watch the Star Maiden sing. Look at her performance on the stage. It's perfect. Tang Yin looked ahead. With the technology of this dazzling world, they could see everything clearly from the back. Moreover, Even though the Emperor's Star Maiden had her back facing them, the power of technology made it look like she was facing them. Regardless of which angle they looked at her from, it was a positive view. Everyone looked at the perfect Star Maiden on the stage and listened to the beautiful song. This time, with the accompaniment of the 5 dolphin beauties, it was even more captivating. Compared to the previous performance on Planet Dongqi, it was several times better. Young Master Ji. Young Master Ji is here. Greetings, young Master Ji. At this moment, greetings came from the back. Wang Xian swept his gaze across. A young man walked over. He was dressed in sky blue attire. His face was a little long and he wore a pair of boots. His hair was tied up in a bun and he had a haughty look on his face. Clearly, he had an extraordinary background. When he walked over, be it the young man or the middle-aged man, or even the few elders, all addressed him as young Master Ji. The young man nodded his head plainly as he looked at the chair beside him. At the side, a few young men immediately poured wine for the young man. A few middle-aged men and elders came to his back. TSK, she's indeed the Emperor's Star Maiden. She's so perfect. Only such a woman can inspire the desire to conquer her. He tilted his head back and drank a cup of wine. Chapter 25-30. Young Master Ji, she's the star goddess. She's very popular and has a strong background. Even her manager is a 6th-order undying god king. The young man leaned on the sofa and swirled the wine glass in his hand. An old man at the side hurriedly bowed down and said with a bitter face, "Hee, it's a pity that our 3C sect is still too weak. I know what I'm doing." The young man said coldly as he slammed the glass on the table. The surrounding crowd lowered their heads and dared not speak. The strength of the eternal God Lord has earned the respect of an undying God King. Wang Xian swept his gaze across and raised his eyebrows. His eyes were filled with surprise. All forces respected strength. Take the current crown prince of the chaotic tiger demon country, for example. Although he had a prestigious identity, he was not even as prestigious as an undying God King expert. Even a core disciple of a big family was not as prestigious as an expert. Of course, demon-like invincible warrior was an exception. There's a unique aura around him, as though an expert has been resurrected after his death. Wang Xian thought to himself and did not pay too much attention to it. I met a good sister here in the South Star system. My fans should know a little about it, right? That's right. It's our dolphin princess, Xian. Next, we'll perform a song together. After close to an hour, the Emperor's Star Maiden finally spoke. She turned around and looked at Tang Xian. "Xiaoxian, I'm going on stage." Tang Xian said to Wang Xian nervously, "Xian, you're the best. You're 10 times better than the Emperor's Star Princess." Wang Xian immediately cheered her on. "You're bad-mouthing the Emperor's Star Princess again." Tang Xian rolled her eyes at him. She relaxed a little and walked to the stage gracefully. Tang Xian was, after all, an undying God King expert. She could handle such situations easily. "Hello, everyone. I'm Tang Xian." Tang Xian walked to the stage and waved to everyone, following which, she and the Emperor's Star Princess began to sing. As soon as they sang, the powerful use of sound waves was transmitted into everyone's mind. The Emperor's Star Princess's voice could make people feel good and enter an illusion. Tang Xian's voice could do the same. Moreover, it was more realistic and shocking. What a beautiful voice. At the back of the stage, a group of young men and women heard the singing. Their faces were filled with shock as they looked forward. "So beautiful. Her voice is so beautiful, and she's so beautiful. Sounds good. Who is she? I feel that her singing is no worse than the Emperor's Star Maidens. In fact, it's even better. She's so beautiful. In the future, she will definitely be a top-notch singer, no weaker than the Star Goddess." Cries of alarm could be heard. At the same time, everyone in the audience was shocked by the fact that Star Lady had suddenly called a beautiful woman to sing with her. But when they heard this song, their eyes widened and their mouths opened slightly. He was not any worse than Star Lady. Almost everyone believed that the beauty next to the Star Lady would have an achievement no less than the Star Lady in the future. Gulp. At the back, young Master G stared at the stage with sparkling eyes. He slowly picked up the wine glass on the table again. He swallowed all the wine in one gulp, and his eyes shone with a fiery light. Who is that woman? He looked at the few middle-aged elders beside him and said plainly, "This, young Master G, we don't know either. But according to Star Lady's introduction, she should be from our South Star system." One of the elders frowned and shook his head. "Do you think this beautiful woman will be a hit in the Imperial Star region?" Young Master G sat up slowly and asked the group of young men and women beside him. "Young Master G, I think she will. Her singing is too beautiful. She is not any worse than the Star Goddess. Her looks are not any worse than the Star Goddess, and her figure is perfect. She will definitely be a hit." The young men beside him said with certainty, "I think so too. She is another perfect woman." Young Master G squinted his golden eyes, which were shining brightly. The concert continued. Tang Yinchuan's appearance did not displease the audience at all. Instead, all of them watched her with fiery eyes. The concert lasted for a total of 70 minutes. Tang Yinxian sang 3 songs with the Emperor Star Lady and 2 songs on her own. Star Goddess, Star Goddess, Goddess Yinxian, Goddess Yinxian. When the concert ended, the audience erupted in earth-shattering roars. The Emperor Star Lady and Tang Yinxian smiled, bowed, and retreated to the back of the stage. Swoosh! Behind them, young Master G immediately stood up when he saw them retreating. His gaze landed on Tang Yinxian, and his eyes shone brightly as he walked over. "Young Master G." Behind him, the group of middle-aged and old men called out, "Shut up. I know what I'm doing." Young Master G said emotionlessly as his lips curved into a smile, "Xiao Xian, the singing of these 2 beauties was perfect. Nice to meet you, beauty. I'm young Master G. You can just call me young Master G." Tang Yinxian walked towards Wang Xian excitedly. At this moment, a few figures walked over. Young Master G smiled as he extended his hand to Tang Yinxian. "Huh." Tang Yinxian looked at young Master G and his group. She was taken aback for a moment before she nodded her head politely. "Thank you for the compliment." As she spoke, she walked straight ahead. "Beauty, do you have time for dinner?" Seeing that Tang Yinxian did not extend her hand, young Master G continued, "Nope, please make way." At this moment, Wang Xian walked over, looked at young Master G plainly and said, "Huh." Young Master G stopped in his tracks and looked at Wang Xian. "Xiao Xian." Tang Yinxian walked over, held his hand and asked, "How was my performance?" "Perfect. 100 times better than Star Lady." Wang Xian replied with a smile. "Wang Xian, I think you're courting death." Emperor Star Lady, who was standing at the side, glared at Wang Xian when she heard this. "Haha, all right. Let's go and find a place to celebrate." Wang Xian chuckled as he spoke to them. "Two beauties, the 3 Seas sect has prepared a banquet. Please do us the honor." Young Master G, who was seated at the side, spoke to them without any expression. "It's fine. Let's go." Emperor Star Lady cast a glance at her and ignored her completely. Tang Yinxian did not even look at her. "Let's go." Wang Xian didn't bother about this guy at the side. He led them out of the shop. "Hee, you're really not giving me any face." Ji Shaojian stood there with his face darkening. "Young Master Ji, Star Lady is not someone we can afford to offend." An old man said in a low voice, "I know without your reminder. What about the other one?" Hee. Chapter 2531. What about the other one? Ji Shaojian's words stunned the group of young men and middle-aged men. They naturally knew who the other one was. The woman who had just appeared. The woman who was not inferior to the Star Goddess. Young Master Ji, since that woman is with the Star Goddess, I'm afraid. A middle-aged man frowned and said softly, "The Star Goddess is the Star Goddess, and the others are the others. Didn't you hear that the woman is from the South Star system? Why? Are they from the other 4 forces?" Ji Shaojian's face turned cold as he looked at the middle-aged man. "Young Master Ji, Let's investigate the identity of that woman immediately. The old man bowed and said hurriedly, "Immediately." Ji Shaojian said coldly, "Yes, yes." The group of middle-aged and old men nodded their heads respectfully. Only a woman like this can make one want to conquer her. Ji Shaojian licked his lips and sneered. The surrounding young men looked at Ji Shaojian with respect. They were already core disciples of the Three Seas sect, but their status was worlds apart from this young man. He was not on the same level as them. He was the son of the Three Seas sect's sect leader, a former Fifth Order Immortal King realm expert. After his death, he was revived with a drop of blood and had yet to fully recover his memories. His father was a Sixth Order Immortal King realm expert, and his grandfather was also a Sixth Order Immortal King realm expert. Even Fourth or Fifth Order Immortal King realm experts had to treat him with respect in the entire Three Seas sect. Congratulations to our Yin Xian for her stunning performance and perfect debut. On the top floor of a building on Xinghua Planet, Guan Shuqing and the girls raised their glasses and congratulated Tang Yinxian through the projection. Hee, thank you, sisters. Tang Yinxian smiled. In the future, we will be able to invite superstars to sing for us live. Feng Wan and the girls joked. Of course, let Xiaoxian dance for us in the future. Ha ha ha, that's a good idea. As the girls chatted, the Emperor's Star Lady sat at the side and watched them with a smile. That's great. If my father could handle the relationship between my mother and the other aunties in the same way. The Emperor's Star Lady glanced at Wang Xian and said softly. But soon, she shook her head. Her father had 10 or even 100 times more women than Wang Xian. It was impossible to deal with it this way. After Tang Yinxian finished chatting with the girls, she started chatting with the Emperor's Star's Queen Xian and the others. Everyone was in a good mood. Bam. Everyone. Sorry to disturb you. Congratulations to Beauty Tang Yinxian for your perfect performance tonight. Right at this moment, the door suddenly opened. Ji Shaojian stood at the door with a smile on his face. Beside him, a waiter pushed a table with a huge and exquisite pastry on it. Around him were a dozen middle-aged and old men. Wang Xian and the rest were taken aback by the sudden appearance of the person. Since the gifts have been delivered, I shall not disturb you any further. Ji Shaojian glanced at Tang Yinxian before turning around and leaving. Miss, this is a gift from young Master Ji and young Master Jian. The waiter pushed the tray in front of Tang Yinxian and said with a smile, Please return the gift to him. Tang Yinxian frowned when she saw the gift that was pushed over. I'm sorry, Mississippi. We're only responsible for delivering it. We don't dare to return it. The waiter shook his head bitterly and quickened his pace. Wow, Sister Yinxian, you have just made an appearance and someone has already sent you a gift. Hee. The Emperor's Star Maiden was not surprised by this as she spoke to Tang Yinxian with a smile. Xiaoxian, get someone to send it back to them. Tang Yinxian shook her head and said bitterly to Wang Xian, That's quite a generous gift. Wang Xian smiled faintly as he looked at the huge cake that was pushed over. He waved his arm and opened it. There was a flower inside. 9 fireworks, a level 2 Immortal King Divine Flower. Wang Xian looked at the flower and said plainly, This is such a valuable item. Tang Yinxian was taken aback. Wow, I did not expect Sister Yinxian to attract a nouveau riche fan. An Immortal King Divine Flower. The Emperor's Star Maiden was also shocked. When she was in the central region, the disciples of the major sects might not even receive such a precious gift. Yet, someone had given her such a precious divine flower. Prime Minister Turtle, go and check the identity of that person. Wang Xian ordered Prime Minister Turtle beside him. Yes, Dragon King. The Prime Minister Turtle nodded. Hee. Is our great Dragon King jealous? The Emperor's Star Maiden teased. Sigh, I can't help it. My woman is too outstanding. I have to watch over her and serve her in bed tonight. Wang Xian smiled as he held Tang Yinxuan's shoulder and teased. Heartless. Seeing this, the Emperor's Star Maiden felt a deep blow as her face darkened. Ha. Wang Xian laughed out loud. The few of them played until late into the night before settling down in the guest room of the building. At night, Wang Xian had a good time with the big star. The next morning, Wang Xian and the group headed out, ready to return to the Tianzi Continent Dragon Palace. The Emperor's Star Maiden changed her appearance, and the group of them walked out. They're out, they're out. Just as they came out, a voice suddenly sounded. In an instant, they could feel petals falling from the sky. Wang Xian and the group were taken aback as they looked around. The petals decorated the surroundings, making the entire entrance exceptionally beautiful. There were 3 bouquets of flowers in front of them, each emitting strong vitality and energy. All of them were at the immortal God King level. At the forefront, a young man stood there, looking at Tang Yixian with a smile on his face. Around them, a group of young men, middle-aged men, and old men in sky-blue clothes were smiling. Some of the middle-aged and old men were smiling helplessly. They had not expected young Master Ji to be so interested in a woman, to the extent that he wanted to confess to her in public. They could only attribute it to the fact that young Master Ji had not fully recovered his memories after his resurrection. Who would have expected such a distinguished young master to confess to a girl in such a grand manner? That's Goddess Xian, who became famous overnight last night. My grandpa's eyes were glued to her. Given young Master Ji's status, there's a high chance that he will win her heart. Almost 100%. After all, everyone knows young Master Ji's character. Some of the middle-aged and young men who were watching the commotion discussed softly. This? Tang Yixian was stunned by the scene, and her face was a little embarrassed. Wang Xian frowned and revealed a cold expression. Chapter 2532. Hello, Beauty Tang Yixian. At the entrance of a building on Xinghua Planet, Ji Shaojian looked at Tang Yixian. He picked up the 3 undying God King level flowers and walked over. How romantic! Look at the fresh flower in that handsome guy's hand. What rank is it? It can actually condense petals in the air. It's too beautiful. That's an undying God King level divine flower. How ignorant. This is an extremely high-positioned young master of 3C's sect. Everyone calls him Young Master Ji. When Ji Shaojian brought the undying God King level God flower over, the surrounding spectators were all shocked. Who can resist a confession of this level? A girl couldn't help but say, could it be that Goddess Xian, who was so popular yesterday, is going to be taken? Some of the youths murmured, Xiaoxian, let me handle it. Tang Yixian whispered to Wang Xian when she saw Ji Shaojian walking over. Wang Xian nodded his head slightly. Tang Yixian waved her hand, and the 9 firework appeared in her hand. What's going on? Could it be that Goddess Xian and young Master Ji are in love? Everyone was taken aback when they saw the flower in Tang Yixian's hand. Ji Shaojian raised his eyebrows slightly and walked over with a smile on his face. I'll give you 3 flowers, Goddess Xian. Let's have breakfast together. Ji Shaojian looked at Tang Yixian and smirked. Thank you for the flowers yesterday. They're too expensive. I'll return them to you. We still have things to do and have to leave. Please give us a year. Tang Yixian waved his arm, and the flowers floated in front of him. His words made Ji Shaojian frown. He squeezed out a smile and said in a low voice, Goddess Xian, it's embarrassing for you to reject my invitation in front of so many people. Give me, young Master Ji, some face this time. As he spoke, his eyes sparkled. Sorry. Tang Yixian shook her head. What's going on? Goddess Xian seems to be rejecting young Master Ji. I think so. It can't be. With young Master Ji's status in the 3C sect, she actually rejected him. What a character. Some of the people around them noticed that something was amiss and were slightly surprised. In that case, Miss Tang Yixian, please give us 3C's sect some face. Ji Shaojian's face turned cold as he spoke in a low voice. What if I don't give it to you? Upon hearing young Master Ji's words, Wang Xian chuckled and spoke plainly from the side. Dragon King, right? Upon hearing Wang Xian, Ji Shaojian lifted his head slightly and asked, Dragon King of Dragon Palace, right? A force from a remote place. Their strength is not bad, but this is Xinghua Planet, our territory. The strong dragon cannot suppress the local snake. Moreover, your dragon palace can't be called a strong dragon. Haha. With a smile on his face, he looked at Tang Yinxian again. She's just a celebrity. She's a celebrity if she has a background. If she doesn't, she either has to find a background or pay a price. Is that so? A person who almost died still dares to be so arrogant here? Upon hearing his words, Wang Xian squinted his eyes and said sarcastically, "Who are you talking about?" Upon hearing this, Ji Shaojian lifted his head abruptly and roared at Wang Xian with murderous intent. "Ha ha ha, who am I talking about? A crippled guy who dares to be so insolent here. Why don't you take a look at yourself in the mirror?" Wang Xian continued to mock him. A guy who had lived for God knows how long before he was killed was still trying to woo Yinxian after coming back to life. How reckless. You're courting death. He threw the bouquet of flowers on the ground and stared at Wang Xian with murderous intent. Rumble, rumble, rumble. In the next instant, the surrounding experts from 3C's sect appeared behind Ji Shaojian instantly. "Young Master Ji," they roared with an embarrassed look on their faces. "Dragon King, do you know that a single word from you will turn the entire Dragon Palace into history?" Ji Shaojian lifted his head and stared at Wang Xian coldly. Hee, I really don't believe the words of someone who almost died." Wang Xian shook his head in disdain. Courting death. When Ji Shaojian heard Wang Xian touching his sore spot again, his eyes were filled with murderous intent. A sharp sword appeared in his hand. "Young Master Ji." Everyone around him was shocked. "Young Master Ji, this is a commercial planet." The black-clothed old man frowned and immediately said, "Don't worry, I'll be fine." A surge of energy stopped the sharp sword in his hand. Great, Dragon King, Tang Yinxian, you are the first to not give me face. Soon, you will kneel down and beg me." Ji Shaojian's expression changed as he stared at Wang Xian and Tang Yinxian with undisguised murderous intent. "I'm looking forward to seeing you kneel down and beg me." As he spoke, his face was hideous. This force has completely offended young Master Ji. I didn't expect it to come to this. Young Master Ji is too domineering. What kind of force is that? I'm afraid it's going to be a disaster. It's probably over. Young Master Ji must have some understanding of this force since he dared to threaten them. When the onlookers saw this scene, they were slightly shocked. A confession turned into a threat. Only someone like young Master Ji could do such a domineering thing. Haha. When Wang Xian heard him, he burst into unbridled laughter. "Young Master Ji, right? I think it's best for you to become a dead man." Wang Xian was a little infuriated. A guy who had died once and only possessed the strength of an eternal divine lord now dared to be arrogant in front of him. He even dared to threaten him. A mighty dragon can't suppress a local snake? In my eyes, you guys aren't even local snakes. Just as he finished his sentence, the 5 elements grindstone appeared above his head. Shit! How dare you attack? You must be courting death. When Wang Xian made his move, the people from 3C's sect were shocked. The experts from 3C's sect shot out horrifying laws immediately. Wang. However, the next moment, the 5 elements grindstone shot out beams of light and a horrifying law of annihilation shrouded them. Oh no! How dare he attack on Xinghua planet? Is he courting death? When everyone saw Wang Xian making his move, they were shocked. Fighting was prohibited on a commercial planet. Once you did, you would be hunted down by the controller of the planet. Those who controlled commercial planets were all the top forces in the South Star Galaxy. No one dared to create trouble here. Even young Master Ji had to abide by the rules here. Rumble. A destructive power of laws landed on all the members of the 3C's sect. They did not even have the time to react as they stood there in fear. Incomparably terrifying energy swept past, rapidly obliterating their vitality. Young Master Ji, who was standing in front of them, widened his eyes in horror and despair. Chapter 25-33. Rumble. As the energy swept across, a dull sound reverberated in front of Xinghua planet's skyscraper. Everyone from the 3C's sect that was enveloped by the grindstone was instantly killed, including 4 undying god kings. Ji Shaojian's body landed heavily on the ground. His eyes were wide open and filled with horror. Tsk, how dare a piece of trash threaten me? Wang Xian looked at the corpses in disdain. With a wave of his arm, he kept them. Let's go, he said to Empress Star Princess Yin Xian and the members of Dragon Palace before flying into the void. They killed young Master Ji. How dare they kill people on Xinghua planet? Are they tired of living? Seeing this, the surrounding people revealed shocked expressions on their faces. Young Master Ji and the experts from 3C sect were killed on the spot. This was a commercial planet. You guys are courting death. How dare you kill people on our Xinghua commercial planet? The undying God King expert in black roared at Wang Xian and the rest with a change in his expression. However, he did not rush over. After witnessing Wang Xian's terrifying strength, he immediately took out an item. Wang. A controller appeared in his hand, and he pressed a button. Wang Wang Wang. In the next instant, an alarm rang in the void. The alarm rang across half of Xinghua planet. Huh. This is? An expert has broken the rules on Xinghua planet? Everyone was slightly startled. Upon hearing the alarm, some experts immediately flew into the sky. Swish, swish, swish. At the same time, the alarm rang and terrifying battleships flew out from the sky. Among them, a spaceship that was 1,000,000 kilometers in size emerged from the void crevice. The cannons on it were emanating a chilling aura. Courting death. In the sky, Wang Xian was shocked to see the entire planet in operation. War machines appeared one after another. A commercial planet is indeed powerful. His eyes shone brightly when he saw experts flying out from the spaceship. His eyes were filled with murderous intent. How dare you threaten me just because you think you're the controller of a commercial planet? If you guys want to fight, Wang Xian will not hold back. All members, get ready, Wang Xian said coldly. Damn it, Wang Xian did a good job just now. That guy is too arrogant. I've been a celebrity for so many years, and this is the first time I've met such an arrogant guy. Anning, help me amplify it. At the side, the Emperor's Star Maiden had an ugly expression on her face when she saw this scene. She immediately spoke to Anning. All right. Auntie Ying nodded. I'm the Star Lady. Today, the young master of Xinghua planet, young Master Ji of the 3C sect, was overcome by lust and threatened Yin Xian. He even said that he would destroy her faction if she didn't agree. How interesting. I, the Star Lady, have held thousands of concerts and traveled to all the major commercial planets in the Imperial Star region. This is the first time I've seen such a person and such a planet. How laughable. Commercial planets are all equal. Xinghua planet is trash. The Emperor's Star Maiden's face was filled with anger as she directly spoke. With Aunt Ying's amplification, everyone on planet Xinghua could hear her clearly. This, when her voice reverberated throughout the entire planet, everyone was slightly taken aback and their faces were filled with astonishment. What? What's going on? The young master of Xinghua planet, young Master Ji of the 3C sect, was overcome by lust and threatened Goddess Yin directly? To think that Xinghua planet would do such a thing. What the heck? Is this a fucking commercial planet? Bullshit. The battleship in the sky is targeting our star goddess. Damn it. Damn it. At this moment, the entire Xinghua planet was slightly restless. Most of the people who had watched the concert last night had not left. Now that they heard the voice of the star goddess, all of them were infuriated. Rumble, rumble, rumble. The next moment, tens of millions of people flew into the sky furiously. One should never underestimate the fans of a celebrity. Sometimes, some fans would act crazily. Oh no. When this voice sounded, everyone from the Jianhua group, the Black Forest group, and the 3C sect who controlled Xinghua planet had a drastic change of expression. How did we offend the star goddess? Are they attacking the star goddess and her people? Their expressions changed drastically as the disciples of the three major forces lifted their heads and flew towards the location where the signal was emitted. Stop the attack. In the sky, within the battleship, an old man stood in the command room with a gloomy expression. His face was extremely gloomy. The star goddess was down there? Someone on the artificial intelligence said that the star goddess had a strong background and might be a disciple of the imperial court. Now, regardless of whether it was true or not, they could not attack recklessly. If the star goddess died here, the fans in the central region would destroy them. Stop the attack. In other places, the experts on the battleships had also received the message. All of them had extremely gloomy expressions. The words of the star goddess were definitely a huge blow to their Xinhua planet. A commercial planet had to be safe. Everyone was equal, and everything should be done fairly. Otherwise, if you could not even guarantee the safety of others and could not even maintain fairness, who would dare to do business here? If one day you directly snatched the treasure, who would they go to reason with? No one would come to an unfair commercial planet. Once the commercial planet lost its human traffic, it would basically be useless. The star goddess words were a huge blow to Xinhua planet. After all, no one would think that the star goddess was lying. Damn it, what did the 3Cs sect do? The experts from the Jianhua group and the Black Forest group had extremely ugly expressions as they cursed angrily. If this matter was not handled well, it would have a huge impact on Xinhua planet. Oh, not bad, star goddess. In the sky, Wang Xian saw the battleships stopping and the experts standing in the void. He raised an eyebrow and smiled at her. Humph, don't look down on me. The Emperor's star goddess lifted her head slightly and said coldly, "You're still panting when I say you're fat. All right, let's go." Wang Xian chuckled and flew rapidly into the void. Although the three forces of Xinhua planet did not have any 7th Order Immortal King experts, they still had to be careful. Of course, if it wasn't for the fact that he did not want to ignore the Emperor's star goddess and the rest, Wang Xian could have returned to the Dragon Palace instantly. However, before the other party had an absolute advantage, Wang Xian would not take the initiative to escape. This was not his character. He would bring the members of the Dragon Palace to wreak havoc. Just as Wang Xian and the rest left, over 100 figures flew over. There's no need to chase after them. There's a 5th Order Immortal King expert among them. An old man in black looked at the disappearing figures with an ugly expression. You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.